That time again. Jagex has dropped another beta. It's been very interesting to see what changes they've gone through. And first off, obviously, thanks where it is due for Jagex being able to host open betas, and also, for people to stream open betas and kind of give their thoughts, criticisms, critiques, etc. I was doing some rune crafting, so ignore my inventory. However, we have the beta pulled up, and we're going to read through some of the patch notes really quick. So this is the third of the EOC2 beta, Combat Style Improvements Beta Update 3. We have one more inbound before February ends. It sounds like they're pushing it back. Hi, Scapers. Over the past few months, we've been running a series of betas to give you hands-on access to our planned combat modernization update. Each beta has helped us gather your feedback, make meaningful changes, and significantly improve combat modernization with every iteration. Combat modernization update was originally scheduled to release next week. However, but we've decided that to make sure it launches as quality you expect, we want to extend our beta test by 1 week. This means the combat modernization update will now launch on the 2nd of March and not the 23rd of February. I think pushing it back is a good thing. It allows them a little bit more time to fine-tune some of the things while not completely, depreciating, right? Just being stuck in, dev hell, if that makes sense. I think this is good as well because it's the rollover of a brand new month. A little extra breathing room, right? Especially with February being such a short month. I think that's completely fine. We believe an additional week will capture the majority of remaining feedback while avoiding a cycle of endless testing that results in an update becoming vaporware. Yeah, I can agree with that. It doesn't become obsolete. Oh man, your day beta is beta for how long? I mean, update when, right? This week's folks, we want to lock in the feel of each style and resolve any outstanding feedback from previous betas. That includes a main focus on changes to melee, some tweaks to magic and ranged. Next week's update to the beta will be the final few days of the test. This will largely be used to identify and resolve any outstanding bugs, as it will be as close to our final go-live update as possible. Be our final opportunity to iron out any remaining issues before the official launch. Note that the combat modernization update when it launches, we will continue to support it with regular bug fixes, future improvements. It's not a one-and-done update, and we'll immediately move away from it after launch. I hate that has to be said. I hate that it has to be said that we're going to still continue to support it, but this is also modern video game thing, right? That's very much a modern video game. Hey, you released the thing. Is this going to be actually legit or not? Let me actually go get thing from bank really quick. Making sure I don't actually time out because AFK. Because I got a lot that I want to go through, a lot that I want to read, etc. And I also have my tier 90 necromancy gear, tank gear, so we can actually see for that. General. Beta has progressed well, and your feedback has been invaluable in shaping where you want combat to go. This iteration strengthens each style and addresses key concerns you've raised. Adrenaline clarity. Adrenaline, especially magic right now, is very adrenaline starved. That's why I've been running the Odin Roar. I've been running the dual wields. I don't know. I mean, it seems like they're fairly common drops because the price point on them wasn't that bad, if I'm being honest. I picked them up on a whim, and they've honestly worked better for me than FSO, but I'm also not running Biting 4, I'm not running Grimoire, right? So I'm not running full crit, and I think once you get to the full endgame, I think FSO will overtake it in terms of just raw crit damage, right? Let's go from your feedback. The zero adrenaline abilities didn't quite fit, partially due to the lack of visual feedback from the adrenaline bar staying static. I could agree with that. It's definitely, especially if you're playing on full auto, which people do, right? Let's be honest, right? You can, say people need to learn manual. I mean, I'm gonna run Revo, right? I'm going to have the abilities that I queue up. I'm going to go through them in sequence, and then I have abilities that I manually proc depending on the situation. That's the way I want to play the game. Some people play full auto, and it works just fine. They can get the clears. Some people play full manual, and they swear by it, right? A clear's a clear, right? For all intents and purposes. I think this really is just a net positive in terms of everything, because you could be hitting a Gale's ability, and I think they address this later on. I read some of this ahead of time because I was talking with Nemui, one of our mods. But it's definitely one of those things where it doesn't feel good to feel like you're stuck on a thing, if that makes sense, right? It doesn't feel like you're stuck and not making progress, right? That lack of visual feedback, I can understand what they're trying to say here. This issue is compounded by a number of non-zero adrenaline abilities available, so we're moving a number of abilities out of this bracket and back into basics or spenders, but keeping zero cost for Q key abilities. That makes sense. I'm assuming something like Ingenuity of the Humans, but that's also a setup ability. Yako says all our basics and adrenaline generation are on Revo. All my thresholds ultimates are manual. I mean, yeah, that's how I play the game. Yako seems like we're on a pretty samey kind of vibe with wavelength, if you will. Fast weapons. We have moved all basic attacks to fire every 3 cycles. Originally, we explored letting fast weapons attack every 2 cycles. However, frequent feedback stated this felt clunky and out of rhythm with the rest of the combat system. As a result, we also removed weapon speeds from the tooltips. I don't know how to feel about this. So what's the benefit of like Langs versus like Exekiel, right? What's the benefit of magic dual wields versus staff, right? Like, I'm assuming this affects their speed, right? So if we go, oh, let's check here. Like basics, I want to read through all this, but basic stuff I'm checking, right? So if we go to my magic set, Soulfire, range, tier 95, XP, item set. Compare that with FSOA. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's... It doesn't look like there's anything in terms of speed tier. So... We're going to test this out really quick. How does that compare? We're gonna do two flesh hatchet clears really quick, because this is actually really important to understanding where DPS is gonna go. Because that's actually kind of wild to me. So they remove tiers. So if we go magic, opener. Oh, not a prayer, dude. I'm so good at this game. I don't even know what drained it. Let's go back. I don't want an actual clean thing. Attack speed, lower damage, higher DPS versus high damage, slow attack speed. But with that, if they're removing attack speeds, right, what's going to be the balancing point? So that's my question. Is it doesn't even say on the tooltip what its attack speed is anymore. So yeah, it doesn't say if it's fast, it doesn't say if it's slow, it doesn't say anything. So that's why I'm like, are we going to see a damage differential here? Or... like, how is this gonna work? We'll use the same bar. I don't want to update my bar quite yet. Private encounter. Now that I actually have prayer. Two. And I forget to adrenaline. Oh my god, bro, I'm so good at this game. That's fine, we can do it without it. Because I remember you cost an extra ability now. Or you cost adrenaline now. Combust now does a decent chunk of damage. Yeah, I definitely need to look at this bar. I need to see what word dress. Because I mean, I'm used to this. Because I've been doing some Zuck clears and stuff like on and off stream. So I'm used to the current rotation, even though I'm aware this is currently going to be changing. I mean, that's about 40-ish seconds, right? I mean, that's about 40-ish seconds. Adrenaline's not really that big of an issue. If I got the pet there, I was actually going to cry. Because I got the Greater Flurry unlocked doing ED2 during the beta because I was trying to test combat out, or melee out. And I was so sad because I actually pulled that Greater Flurry, and I'm like, if only I could have done it live. Okay. So let's try that again. So that was about 40 seconds, just kind of like, honestly, just kind of like AFK, if we're being honest. I don't know how to feel about that. So, I mean, adrenaline felt pretty normal. We're not going to proc Sunshine. Private. Because the weapon speed tiers, I haven't really heard a lot about, and that feels like a pretty... feels like a pretty big change. So we have the same curses on. Corruption Blast, right. Corruption Blast now also has a thing right tied to it. Because instead of Ode, I have Roar now. Or not Roar, I have Instability now. When you gamble and it pays off. That was faster. So, I mean, I think we could argue some of the skill usage was different, right? But like, I mean, that was without Sunshine. That was both with curses, right? So I guess weapon speed doesn't matter anymore? Relaying this really quick. Yeah, I mean, that, I guess, might incentivize two-handed, I guess. That's kind of wild, actually, so I wonder what the balancing point on that's going to be. I genuinely don't have an answer for that. So, I think that's important. I think that that's kind of wild. So, yeah, just removing... Yeah, weapon speeds is... That's huge. I mean, that one's going to be one I'm going to have to really sit with for a bit. I wonder... So, it makes me wonder what the balancing point is. Because, right... two-handed weapon is supposed to hit harder, but it's supposed to hit less often, and that's kind of the balancing point, versus dual wields, which are going to be better for generating adrenaline. So if I was trying to hyper-optimize this right now, as I understand it, I'd be building up adrenaline via dual wield Ode, and then I'd be swapping to FZOA. I'd be making sure to do instability, then go into my sunshine and go through some of my big damaging abilities, right? It makes me wonder if it's going to be easier to swap. It makes me wonder if dual wields are still going to be better for generating adrenaline, but they can't because fast weapons no longer exist, or at least the tier no longer exists. Like, this opens up some interesting avenues. I think it's good for, like, player expression, right? Like, not feeling like you're obligated to play Langs because, you know, dual wield. Not feeling like you're obligated to play, Kopeshes. I feel like it's good to feel like you can use, I don't know, like Masterwork 2H or like, you know, Zuck Sword, right? Like, I feel like this is good. I feel like this is a good step. I do worry a little bit about the balancing point, though, and what the benefit of something like Langs versus Exekiel. Obviously, Exekiel just hits for damage cap, right? If the fight goes on for a long enough period of time. Flamebound Rival's disgusting. I love it. That is one spec that I'm perfectly okay with them never changing. Like, again, like, that was like, oh, it used to be such a bad bleed. I love Flamebound Rival. So this one's actually a pretty big one. I'm curious what the community's going to think on it. I'm curious what some big PVMers are going to... Well, what PVMers in general are going to say from all tiers, right? Whether you're low-tier God Wars 1, whether you're high-tier hard mode Zuck, low difficulty, right? I'm very curious what we're going to come to a consensus on in terms of fast weapons, especially if it sounds like it's getting... Like, it feels... I've had old school RuneScape described as, like, a rhythm game, and I think having it, like, what? Let's say 3 ticks, right? 3 ticks do a hit, right? I think it flows a little better, because at that point, if it's 1, 2, 3 hit, 1, 2, 3 hit, 1, 2, 3 hit, 1, 2, 3 hit, and then it, you know, you go to like 1, 2 hit, 1, 2 hit, 1, 2 hit, 1, 2 hit. Like, you have things that match up, right? Like your 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's 2 hits for, you know, the not fast weapons, but fast weapons will 1, 2 hit, 1, 2 hit, 1, 2 hit, right? Like, 6s kind of match up a bit, right? I think 1, 2, 3. Is it? Hold up. How's it worded? I'm losing my math. Fire every 3 cycles. So 1, 2 hit, 1, 2 hit, 1 hit, 1 hit, 1 hit. Yeah. So they match up. I don't know. I want to see how that actually works. I'm focusing way too much on this one, but I think that's the game designy aspect of my brain really kind of diving into this. Going into skill cape perks, as part of this upcoming update, attack, strength, range, and magic are being raised to 120. We're planning to add new perks to the 120 skill capes. We've been exploring a few ideas, like the quality of lifestyle perks similar to necromancy, archaeology, or the thieving capes, or even extensions of the current 99 cape perks, but nothing's locked in just yet. So we want to hear from combat-focused players about what you'd actually like to see from these capes. One thing we're keen to avoid is adding anything that feels mandatory. We don't want it to shift from this is a nice bonus to I can't do combat properly until I hit 120. Share your ideas of these skill cape perks over on Discord and the Reddit threads. We'd love to hear what you come up with. I think that's actually a really good... wait, do they have a Discord? Oh, if they have an official Discord, I need to hop in that. I mean, that's a really good one, because you don't want something like, you know, regeneration just doubles, right, for the Constitution cape. Like, that just doesn't feel good. I don't use any of those capes as is, because I honestly just hardcore camp the Zuck capes, right? Eventually I'll get my hard mode clear and get the big one right. But I mean, like, that's just one of those things where... I mean... If you... What does the current strength cape do? Let's see what my capes go. Or let's see what my capes do. Because I don't have all the 99s. So, crafting cape... So, defense cape... Portent of life whilst not on cooldown. I mean, it's nice to have, right? And that's kind of an example of what they're trying to go for. Mention cape... Prayer cape... Smithing cape... Summoning cape... Dismember deals an additional 3 hits of damage. I think move modifications are fine. Maybe the strength cape could do something along the lines of like maybe Berserk has some increased potency, right? Not mandatory, but like something that's nice to have, right? Especially in a max cape, right? Magic provides the ability to swap spellbooks at banks, right? I think that's honestly pretty great. I think a 120 you can swap spellbooks on a whim. I think swapping spellbooks more freely is just going to be something that I will always advocate for, but I understand why not. Hooded Necromancy Cape obviously offering you the ability to like have your rituals, and I'm going to get into like the like they're talking about the capes, right? But the thing with Necromancy, it's fletching, whoops. The thing with Necromancy is that we have 2 sides of it, right? We have 2 sides of training. We have the ritual side of things, and then we have the combat side of things, right? So you kind of have both things that feed into this, and that's how I get to 107, right? I mean, I was just banging out rituals from like, 99 to 107. That's just how that works. So we don't really have other sides of this other than we do damage, and you get things from it, right? Like, we don't really have things, if that makes sense. I think having something else, like another side that feeds into these as well, would be very good to have. Because other than combat, I don't really think there's ways to really, like, work with these. All combat styles feed into Constitution. I'd like to see something, maybe some increased regeneration. I'd like to see, 100 to 120 things, right? Like Necromancy, even though Necromancy only has like 100 to 107, right? I'd like to see some milestones past that. If anything, they could probably have like 107 Constitution, just roll the Vampirism aura into it. Just roll Vampirism into it. Because it's like capped at I think 50 or whatever. We were talking about this on stream doing Zuck recently. It's kind of bad. They could honestly probably just roll Vampirism as a basic perk into like Constitution like 107 or something. And I think a lot of people would be okay with that. So if we're looking at getting rid of auras altogether, right? And I think at a high enough level, yeah, you do need a little bit of sustain. I think that's incredible. I think that's fine, right? I mean, like, I guess maybe it makes low tier PVM a little bit of a rough ride, because at that point it's like, well, now you're able to cramp like Krill Suturoth better, or maybe you're able to just heal through some of like Grigorovich's or whatever his name is, like Greg's hit in God Wars Dungeon 2, right? Or maybe Vindy, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel you could add Vampirism in its current state, just rolled over into like a Constitution perk, and I think it would be just fine. I would not. You could even put that on the Constitution skill cape, honestly. That way it incentivizes max cape usage and not just camping Zuck capes. You could probably do something like that. I think that would be an efficient way of actually undoing that. So rolling over some of the not, OP auras, like Penance, right? I don't know if Penance is something you'd roll into, like, say, the Prayer Cape, right? Maybe not, right? Maybe not something you'd want to do. I think maybe that would be a little bonky. I actually don't even have any of these prayers now that I think about it. I don't have the big boy ones because they're expensive from next AOD. So, attack speed, power damage, high DPS versus high damage, slow attack speed, less damage. Let's see, total damage cap. It could be a damage cap thing, or it could just be tied to damage, actually. So let's see, because that's something I didn't check. That's actually a good point, Yako. Hi, Dio. Accuracy. Why isn't it showing my power? Am I stupid? I don't see power listed on these weapons. I see accuracy of 2765. My offhand doesn't have either power or accuracy here. Accuracy 2765. So these things realistically, like RTFC, read the card. Like, read the effect. These look like they're doing exactly the same thing. Because I don't see power listed. That might be a bug. It's hard to say. I could not say offhand. Because I'm pretty sure power is listed in-game. Yeah, I see damage right there. Yeah, so, like, for example, ECB has damage of 1173, accuracy 2577. Is it just an inventory thing? No. Not just an inventory thing. What about my ex-Zekil? Damage 2123. So let's see. 2123, 2765 versus Lang. Yeah, so it seems like they're working on same tempo, and it's just the damage that's being affected. That makes sense. Okay, no, that's a good catch, Yako. All right, moving on. Beyond, it's worth noting that whilst this beta, pending your feedback, largely represents the majority of the combat style improvements released, there are still further improvements we want to make, and more importantly than you want to see. Some of these, particularly those that clearly need addressing. Blasted fusion boots need a new effect. Will be in next week's beta. I did notice this. This is also changed to rapid hit as well. Boots, rapid fire while moving. This is also useless as well. I guess the increased hit chance of using rapid fire is still fine, but because we have lost detonate, blasted fusion boots no longer have a home. But I mean, that's something that, yeah, it sounds like they're just reworking later, which is fine. Rolling out things as they can. I would argue Jagex needs to slow down a bit on updates, because a lot of people have been very divisive in regards to Chaos Altar updates, or Crying Wildy Skull, Crystal Mask nerf. You know, it seems like they're throwing a lot at the wall, and I think they need to really focus on like blocks of updates, right? And obviously if there's something like super pressing, right, then they address it, right? But like to pitch, this is how we're changing this, and then to immediately backtrack it, like Protox said in his video, right? You know, what problem are we solving here? I think that they need to slow down just a bit. Let's work on getting combat to a better state, and then let's work from there, right? And obviously you're working on other things in the background, like they're working on the new area and stuff like that. Anyways, back to, yeah, Blast Fusion Boots needs to affect. That'll be next week's beta, so week 4 we'll see what some of that actually does. To get ahead of questions, here's a list of some of the changes not in this current beta iteration that we'll be addressing or are currently work in progress. Ability book improvements, sure, makes sense. Icon changes, I mean, that's low tier, right? If you're talking like actual priority, icon changes are just cosmetic, right? You could have you could have a white background with like a red button or like a 1, 2, 3 on it, right? Like, I mean, that's something that's just in the pipeline. That's low in terms of priority. Accuracy actually tweaks to level. Per level and base NPC affinities, sure, whatever. Splinter arrow changes, don't know much about that. Fleeting boot changes, they are going to need that. Blast fusion boot changes, they are going to need that. Scare tactics changes. I thought the scare tactics book in general was getting removed because the skills like spook and that are getting removed, but I don't know, so we'll see what happens. For the VXX animation improvements, sure, that's fine. It seemed like some things were clipping. PvP adjustments and pass. I don't know. PvP, not my thing, if I'm being honest. So we'll see where that goes. I actually like how they're doing this. Even beyond this beta, continuing to improve the combat card, and of course addressing your feedback, whether the system improvements, decision improvements, or directly combat improvements. Okay, so they haven't changed it quite yet. Like, I'm looking at the Necromancy card right now. I think cleaning it up a little bit to your basics, ability, and ultimate, obviously still having them unlocked by level progressively. I think that's still going to be a good way for them to do it. Tell you what, let's go through this one at a time. Let's go through... Well, we'll go through invention perks first, because I don't really have much of a say in that. I didn't really use Coroming. I didn't have access to the components, just because I haven't really grinded God Wars Dungeon 2 that much. With all the ability changes in the beta, some perks either fell short of the original power, or lost associated abilities altogether, so we're changing the line back up with where they think they should sit. Additionally, we're reducing the gap between rank 1 and rank 4 for these perks, so not hitting a perfect perk feels less bad. Yeah, I could see that. Lunging, 6% per max rate, movement damage reduction, 10% flat, plus 3% per rank, 13, rank 1, 22 at rank 4, sure, makes sense. Effects, dismember, and combust. I'll have to see what lunging actually does, because I don't actually think I've ever used it, personally. Energizing never really had much of a use case, so we're pushing it to be more applicable in the mid-game by changing up its effect. Now grants 3% hit chance and 1% for rank, so up to 7 at rank 4, makes sense. Never even knew energizing was a perk, if I'm being completely honest. I think mid-game and invention do not go hand in hand, because you require 380s to unlock the elite skill invention, so I don't think that really equates to it being a mid-game skill. Maybe mid-late game, right? Like transitioning from mid to late game. But I do have a little bit of contention with that point, personally. Chroming's old effect has been moved into the greater version of the respective abilities, so we're switching up the effect. Ricochet deals 5% plus 1 damage per rank, up to rank 9 at rank 4, or 9% at rank 4, sure, makes sense. Applies a bonus damage on hit. A 7-hit greater Ricochet at rank 4 will gain a total of 63% ability damage as bonus damage. Wow, yeah, I need to go grind God Wars Dungeon 2. That's disgusting. Chain copied ability Damage reduction reduced by 5%, plus 5% per rank. 10% at rank 1, 25% at rank 4. And then Greater Chain with rank 4 chroming will reduce the follow-up ability by 25% instead of 50%. I don't know. I'll have to see where this goes. I'll have to see what people who use chroming think of the changes. That's something that I'm not super familiar with. And that's obviously how to join. So I'm a little more familiar with Magic. So let's go through Magic first. And I have a couple things that I could try out. We're not gonna do Fort Farinthi. We are gonna do probably Karapak though. We can do Hatcher, Karapak, and Zuck, or at least part of Zuck, right? We'll change that to Karapak. So Magic at its core has a lot of utility and a lot of AoE potential. Late game and style develops and opens up options to build around critical strikes with natural payoffs for more damage and built-in payoffs to start spamming big abilities, but also has a sub-theme forming focusing on the opposite, damage over time, big value abilities. We're happy with where Magic sits. I'm kind of happy where it mostly sits. Some of the tweaks have just made me scratch my head a bit, like the Sanguine Charge, which sounds like they fixed it. It fixed it in the same way that I thought they were going to, just removing the HP cost, but we'll get there. The AoE utility, build focus, give a clear purpose, and ways to progress the style. Ability modifications, following the removal of Metamorphosis and re-tiering of Combust from Basic, players building around Song of Destruction or Set Effect had lost a fair bit of power. I could see that, yeah. So we're making some adjustments aimed at improving Magic as a whole, but with specific sights on the burn build. Okay. Combust was key to the burn build, so we're returning its basic status, but we're keeping it deliberately powerful and extending its total lifetime to allow more Dragon Breath cast while it's active and tweaking how certain effects interact with it. As someone who's been camping the dual wields, this is good news, because I was a little worried about it not really finding a place in the rotation. Like, Magma Tempest was strong, don't get me wrong. Like, dude, Magma Tempest is dumb. Like, as a basic, I have to concede it was just that strong. So it costing only 20% now, which it says a little bit later. They reduced it from 25 to 20%. I think it's definitely something that I think it fits in with the theme of it better. Because like on Karapak, right? You're not necessarily casting Magma Tempest on Karapak when he's moving around, when he's doing his jump move, right? But you do cast it on him when he's just sitting there, right? Like, it allows you to have big, strong, consistent hits, big, strong, consistent dot as well. His dot by proxy is multi-hit, right? It allows you to have that while keeping control of when you proc that, if that makes sense. I'm going to miss this as an ability, don't get me wrong, but there's some times where you launch the basic and it feels like it just whiffs, right? Like Karapak, you know, launches on like Revo because it's basic, right? And then Karapak just, you know, like jumps up, throws it out there. So I do think this is a good change, because yeah, if you know, if it's basic in sequence like it is here, right? Yeah, like eventually this thing will just proc, and then you'll just you'll just miss target. So I think that it's a good change, as much as I'm going to lament losing a basic in Magma Tempest, but I think getting Combust back definitely helps a lot. I think it's going to help a lot with Adrenaline, getting Adrenaline screwed as well. So Combust is key to the burn build, returning basic status. Basic ability, so ability to basic ability. Damage down from 30 to 40 per hit for 10 hits to 27 to 33 for 10 hits. They'll probably tweak those numbers a bit. I think, I don't know. I'd fish for higher, but I think that's ultimately still pretty strong. I think that's also a pretty condensed bracket as well, because 30 to 40 is a pretty big range. That's a range of 10, like variance of 10. 27 to 33 is a variance of 6, so I argue you're fishing. It's like Equilibrium, right? The aura. You're fishing for more consistent hits, right? Now hits every 1.2 seconds. So now hits every 1.2 seconds, 1.8 seconds. So I guess it's about the same, right? It seems like they made it hit less often, 0.6 seconds less, and they made the numbers a little more consistent. I wonder if they're gonna have to tweak these. It makes me really interested to see where that goes. So Song of Destruction, Roar and Ode, which is what I'm currently rocking. Well, they're in my vault now, or bank. Not playing Destiny, it's not a vault. Reduce stacks required for bonus damage to activate from 25 to 10. Increased bonus damage from stacks from 100% to 300%. Hot damn. Okay. Reduced stacks required for adrenaline generation to activate from 50 to 25. Increases adrenaline per 0.6 seconds to 0.5 seconds to 1.0. So I guess this is an interesting one for me because Magma Tempest was definitely a big source of that damage. Corruption Blast as well also has a 20% now. So it might sound like Ode and Roar, Song of Destruction, is getting better, but I think that's necessary because they're like Corruption Blast now has 20% adrenaline cost, which I think is kind of cool because things like I'm mixed on it, right? Because on things like Carapac that are solo, right, you can see that it can kind of cause issues, right? I mean, it just sits in my basic rotation. However, if we go to things like Zuck or anything that's like, you know, or like if we're doing like Slayer or something like that, they bring up Slayer a lot, right? If we go into Slayer and we have something along the lines of like, you know, you're trying to just mass mob farm, yeah, Corruption Blast has utility. So the fact that our dots are kind of locked behind Adrenaline kind of hurts, but we also have Smoke Tendrils, which is also, I guess, would you consider that a dot? It's a channel. It's a channel for 4 hits, guaranteed to crit. So we do have that as well, and they did mention that in some of the prior beta notes. So we'll see where that leads. Oh yeah, they changed ultimates, didn't they? Yeah, Sunshine still costs 100. Omni Power costs 60. I'm pretty sure there's something else I was missing though. Wasn't there? Yeah, Sunshine's still 100%. Bolsters Omni Power ability. So, what was it? Specific ultimates that they said were 60, or was it all ultimates? I think it was specific. Yeah, the Tsunami, etc. Okay. Yeah, because Spook's no longer there, but Golden Touch is. It's something else. Interesting. Yeah, Omni Power. Well, hold up. No, Omni Power. Yeah, Tsunami's also 100%. So what was the point of saying that they wanted ultimate? Because I mean, like 100%, like your ultimate Sunshine. Yeah, that should be 100. Your damage booster. But like Tsunami, I guess it's because you have the ability to like mitigate that cost using Incite Fear. Omni Power 60 because of my back. Because of my Igneous Calmege. I don't know. That one's going to be an interesting one to look at. Exsanguinate, this is the big one. So last week we tried out a replacement for Rack and Ruin in the form of Sanguine Charge, costing HP for reduced Runic Charge cooldown. While we think that was neat, we could see players getting confused around its effectiveness as well as struggling with the HP cost added to their standard use spell. I would agree. Personally, I thought that it was a little bit too much. Ultimately, we think Simplicity is best here. We don't think it was needed from a spell that gives a sizable damage buff, so we're pocketing it for now. No longer provides Sanguine Charge at 12 stacks. Stacks now increase base ability for basic abilities. TLDR, they'll now buff combust. Excuse me, I can't speak today. Corruption Blast, Adrenaline 0 to 20. Sure, it's a threshold now. Damage increased from 210 to 300%. We'll have to see where that goes. Personally, Magma Tempest down to 20. I think lining up the dots together, I think, is actually really cool. That kind of actually reminds me when we're running something like Necromancy and you're having to kind of dip into like Scythe and like maybe the stun, right? You having to dip into a different side of the build. I like that. I like how they deviate like that. Chain, basic ability. Was Chain not a basic ability last time? That's weird. Damage increased from 65, 75, 65 to 80. A little more variance. We'll have to see. Greater damage from 65 to 75 to 85 to 100. I think that that's going to be a problem. Like, I have access to Greater Chain, but I'm also a GE warrior, right? Someone might not have access to Greater Chain. I do think that this starts to tread on... Like, you can still use Chain, but that effectiveness is stark. That is big. Sonic Wave's flow no longer consumes by non-draining and non-magic abilities. Sure, makes sense. It's just a bug. Fix an issue which made Adrenaline exceed 100% with a combination of Adrenaline reduction effects. Interesting. And Runic Charge no longer triggered by Revolution. Really? Is it not? Interesting. So, all of that being said, let's go take a minute to kind of work through this. Let's work through the process, right? So, we'll use our power armor here. Let's see what we're looking at. I I guess I can use my Wen book. Let's see. How are we building this bar? So, magic attack. We can do that. We can put that because that was just detonate. Okay. So magic attack. Wild magic's still going to be a big one at 25. Surge. Greater sonic wave. Focus blast on magic that pummels the target and leaves behind residual energy. Applies greater flow to self. 9-second duration. Generates. What does flow do? I'm trying to remember. RS3. Greater flow beta. I know they talked about it. I'm trying to figure out where it's at. Melee. You gale, shadows. So we want Omni Power there, Sunshine there, Chains there's fine, Tsunami there's fine. G-Conk is going to be a channel that's going to be pretty bueno. How do we build this? Dragon Breath, Wild Magic. Because Runic Charge should be my big one, right? I mean, they kind of want you to weave that in too. So Runic Charge, charge yourself with Anima. Your next magic ability is empowered. Magic ability costs 45%. Yeah, it's okay. That's gonna be a strange one. Okay. Let's look at it like this then. Let's go here. Let's go. It's fine. Impact should be my stun. Yeah, it's gonna be my stun. Stuns and binds target. Okay. We need Corruption Blast to not be there specifically. We probably need something like, let's see. Concentrated Blast, Dragon Breath, Magic, Sonic Wave. Let's do that. Let's go down to like 5 question mark. Bar settings, combat mode, go down from 8 to like 5. I could work with that. I could work with that. Let's do that. I could see that. I could see that being cute. So let's try that. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to, we're going to see where this goes. So we've already done this on Flesh Hatcher, so we might as well just try it on Carapac. We might as well see what we're looking at. However, because I don't want to waste too much, we're going to put on, we'll put on Penance. Because we're looking at strict DPS. Oof. One, 2, 3.
I'll tear right through you.
Yeah, so something right here, that's actually good to get going. We can Corruption Blast that, get a little bit of a dot going. Sure, that one. 2, 3. Honestly, that feels really good so far, though, because usually I have him down to like 80,000. There's some variance. That actually feels really strong.
The time threads have split.
Let's do that. Let's do that. I forgot to put Runic Charge on my bar because I'm so good at this game. That was not what I wanted, but it's fine. Yeah, see, that one's something you're just gonna hit off cooldown. So obviously my damage, I'm fucking around. So my damage is gonna be a little low. Fine, I'm going to be proccing lightning walls. We can do that. We can do that. And it sounds like you really want to queue up your dots. So we actually fill phase that before lightning wall, even though we did that out of sequence. The potencies are feeling really good on this.
The time threads have split. I'll tear right through you.
That felt pretty good. Two. It's already phase.
If the needle won't heed my command, then I'll use a greater weapon.
Limitless.
The staff of
Oh, W. This actually is a good use of time, the time mechanic too, to get your magma tempest off a little faster. I mean, that was clean. I mean, I think that was arguably better than some of my other stuff. It wasn't my best time, but I mean, that's not bad by any means. 2 minutes, 43 seconds. Yeah. That's not bad at all. Okay. I think the potency on magic is fine. I think that was really good, actually. Let's, at this point, go ahead and take a look at the single wield slot. I mean, it's not even a perfect rotation, too. This is very much me just like, let's point and click and see what we're doing, right? Very much okay, let's see what you got. I need to check how long instability lasts for. RS3F, so, special. Broken state, don't care. Can be augmented stuff. What's the special do? I need to know how long it lasts, because I actually keep forgetting to look this up. Passive effect, don't really care. Special attack. Instability is a special attack. It costs 50% adrenaline, strikes opponent for 120 to 140 ability damage, and has a 60-second cooldown. Okay. Additionally, activating special attack grants instability. Okay, it's 30 seconds. Okay, that's what I thought. While this buff is active, landing a magic critical strike on the primary target will also fire a lightning surge, dealing 90 to 110% ability damage and landing. One game tick after the source hit. If the lightning surge lands a crit strike, it will not generate further hits to prevent recursive effects. Makes sense. That's a feedback loop. Because it's dealt with its ability damage. It will not consume ruins, apart from the random activation of ancient magic spells. Effects only work when using magic weapons. Sure, maximize usage. Players should use abilities that hit multiple times, such as Concentrated Blast, Greater Variant, Channeler's Ring, Reaver's Ring, Grimoire, Biting Perk, etc. Yeah, which makes sense. Cool. Yeah, so that's 30 seconds. That helps me time that a little better. We're going to do dual wield now. Or sorry, not dual. We're going to do two-handed now. I want to see how this actually operates. Because we should technically be doing more damage now. Keep in mind, I'm also using power armor, which means I am doing more damage. However, if your rotation's good, I would argue it's negligible. I mean, I don't know. Like on the high end, maybe someone can make it work.
Tear right through you.
Come on, build up. I feel like the adrenaline buildup might be the same. I can't tell if it's slower or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, those crits are definitely helping. I think it's a little slower still. But I'm also probably just not doing FSO correctly. That's entirely possible. Yeah, I mean that's still before lightning wall, so we're doing stuff. I mean, this is Dawn overloaded as well.
The time threads have split.
Econk into Sunshine, into Limitless.
I'll tear right through you.
Ooh! Oh my god, I'm surprised that actually didn't hit me. We'll do that one in order to Hit. Server check question mark? I could probably move my stun. 1.
I can contain all its power. The time threads have split.
2. 3.
I'll tear
Hop under him.
you.
Why could I use sunlight at 91%? That's interesting. I'm missing a mechanic.
I will put you in your place.
Oh my god, the crits, bro! I think it's a little less consistent because I am fishing for crits. Bro, that crit damage, though, was like 40k.
If the leader won't heed my command, then I'll use
I'm still a little on cooldown.
staff of armor.
We can do that one. We can do a dot. Wild magic and do an asphyxiate. I think it was a little quicker. That was 228. I don't remember what our last time was. I mean, no, that feels good. That feels good. I think it's a simple enough rotation that you can revo well enough. And like, I mean, to be fair, like I'm big boy magic, right? Do be tasty on the crits. That was pretty disgusting doing that 40k. That was disgusting. I mean, to be fair, I'm also wearing Amasket, right? Like I'm wearing, well, Timikin's Resplendence, right? I'm wearing the current strongest magic armor to my understanding. I also have Biting 2 on it. I don't have Biting 4. I don't have Best in Slot perks. I'm also missing Bottoms because, oh man, Zamorak components do be getting expensive. But I mean, like, that wasn't bad. That genuinely wasn't bad for not being overloaded, for not using a God Book, for not using a damaging aura, right? I mean, this is as true as you're really gonna get. I mean, I guess we could probably omit the perks, right? If you really wanted to be scientific about it. I think that felt good. To me, that felt good as a primarily Magic player. I do think that felt really good. I think that dropping Sanguine Charge for the moment is a good call. I think the problem I had with it, so if you have an ability, like if it was its own ability, or if it, let's hear me out. Let's just say it augments the base attack, right? The base magic attack, right? I don't think I would have had as big an issue with it. The problem I ran into is because it was tied to flow, not flow, wave, right? I think it was tied to Sonic Wave, right? Let me double check the beta notes. We'll get into range next is what I want to try. No, it's tied to Runic Charge. Okay. The way that was done before, it felt like it was mandatory. Like it felt like you were forced into every so often in your rotation. You were forced to eat 20% of your HP. Note that I'm not even using my smoke tendrils. I need to use them more, especially with Soul Split. I have no excuse not to. That's without smoke tendrils rework, right? We're still phasing before Lightning Wall. I actually still cannot do hard mode Carapac. I can get to phase 4. Like I'm still building up. I'm not a high tier PVMer. I mean, sure, I have Zuck clears. I mean, but it's not hard mode, right? You know, 28 kills at this point in time. So I mean, like I can do certain things, especially when I learn the fight. But it takes me a minute to learn the fights, and I'm still a little outweighs out of doing hard mode solos. So that I'm not the best PVMer. But I think that just being able to really just do certain things, like 2 minutes 30-second Carapac clear, because I had to do that the other day. Actually, this is how we got the pet on stream. Actually, Carapac the Bound, I got it at 3:15, which is fairly lucky, all things considered. Still, I think if they were, I don't know, maybe if they replaced base magic with it, I don't know, because we had Exsanguinate, right? We used Exsanguinate this whole time, so I didn't really see us getting any Blood Tithe. I'm sure we got it. I'm sure we generated it throughout. I'm on beta. I can test. Give me a second. I'm like, I don't have to worry about ruins. Hold up. wait a minute. I want to see what happens to the Blood Tithe in between. Because I'm using Exsanguinate. I see it. I see it generating. Hit with the Omnipower. Not as big damage as I thought I was doing, but I'm also pretty unboosted, all things considered. I mean, that's fine. So we are okay, so they time out now. I think that's fair, though. I think them timing out is incredibly fair because it still incentivizes you to actually use it, right? Like, it still incentivizes using Blood Tithe. I think the big powered up hit was fine, but I don't know. Like, it puts them in a weird spot, right? Because if you generate Blood Tithe, basic magic abilities gain 1% base damage per stack, so you want to get your 12, right? And the way that it currently exists in live game is Rack becomes Rack and Ruin. Using Rack and Ruin consumes all stacks, therefore it feels like you actively do less damage in your rotation after you use it, right? And you get it up pretty quick, right? But, like, it feels kind of bad, right? Meanwhile, the rework that they did with Sanguine Charge was making Runic Charge turn into Sanguine Charge, and using it costed 20% of your HP. And I'm like, this won't stick. It's too costly. I don't see this being used consistently. Can you imagine having to use it in something like high tier P? Like, imagine if you're doing hard mode Carapac, you're doing hard mode Zuck, right? Maybe you're doing a solo Zamorak and you're not used to it, right? And this is, once again, like, I think I can justify it because this is supposed to be an early to mid game changes, right? Like, they're not really fixing EOF or not touching EOFs. I don't even really know what they do with EOFs, if I'm being honest. Like this is supposed to be early and mid game, right? So I look at this and I go, okay, I understand what they're trying to do. I think it makes especially learning the later game content a little harder. That self-inflicted damage I mean, we already have that with tendrils, and I don't use tendrils on principle because, I mean, honestly, the self-damage isn't going to be as bad now because it's a basic, especially because it's a filler. I'm going to be honest, they were talking about, you know, like Tsunami going into smoke tendrils. I guess maybe I could Omni Power into smoke tendrils. I have no clue how you fit that on this bar. So I guess once again, we have to ask the question, like, hey, how's it going? We have to ask the question, what do they want us to use in late game? Exsanguinate is going to be your single target for all intents and purposes, right? Versus your Incite Fear, which is going to be your AoE, and Tsunami costs 12 less adrenaline per stack. At 5 stacks, your magic attacks triggered area of effects. Sure, you do some damage on that, but you like you literally get to cast your second ultimate for less. But I think Blood Tithe is just better, right? I think Exsanguinate's just better when it comes to something like Carapac, right? I mean, let's try it, right? Let's go into Carapac and let's try Incite Fear. Let's try it a different way, because it makes me curious what the intended rotation is, right? Not what the players find. What is the intended rotation for Magic, right? So let's give it a try, right? We'll do that. We'll do that.
No, always you. Why can't you just let it be, World Guardian?
2, 3.
I'll tear right through you.
I still dodged that. Let's go. Or I can just not hit him even though I clicked him. Unfortunate. Let's get our crit stick ready. 2, 3. Them crits feel good, bro.
The threads of time.
Okay, I mean, that was still pretty clean. So let's go Magma Tempest. Let's go that into Corruption Blast. That's 40% adrenaline total. We're still looking pretty right there. We're currently out on that.
I'll tear right through you.
We're gonna cast Tsunami. Tsunami was what? I couldn't see the damage on that. It didn't seem good, all things considered.
put you in your
Still under... And I mean, I have to perfect this rotation a bit, too. Better players than me are going to math out what abilities actually work. And what abilities need to go out in what sequence. I mean, I'm just having trouble figuring out when you're supposed to weave this in. I guess here, yeah, Smoke Tendrils, because it moves with your target. And then it moves into the Magma Tempest. I mean, it was a decent phase, all things considered. Instability.
The time threads have split. I'll tear right through you.
Three. You conk into... So that's only about, what, 17-ish thousand damage?
I will put you in your place.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. I fucking fucked that up.
If the needle won't heed my command, then I'll use a greater weapon.
One.
The staff of armor.
Two. I mean, I don't know where to weave it in, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm trying to find, like, opportunities to weave it in, and I think that, yeah, oh, hello. Why you hit so hard? Out of here. I think I actively did worse on that one. So Exsanguinate's going to be your big one, and that's fine. What's a crit stick? Guaranteed to crit. It's just my effect. It's the special on it. Fracture Staff of Armadil makes it so that you can do extra attacks while crits for 30 seconds. Okay, so let's do. All in all, I think Magic's changes are pretty good. I think that Magic is currently doing things. It makes me want to figure out what they're going to end up doing down the line with the Sanguine Charge, what they're going to do. If they do something with Exsanguinate, I think that's going to be really cool to see. I think that's going to be really awesome to look into. But at this point, let's hop over to range. So I want to see some of the range changes. And what they're really cooking up with this one. I'm very excited for the Magic rotation. I think that this is much better than Beta 2, and it makes me excited going into Week 4, which is going to be Beta 4, right? So range, style identity. In case you've not been keeping up to date with the beta progress, range style at its core excels at multi-hitting, peppering enemies with multiple small shots at a time by getting big payoffs for doing so. We're happy with how ranged feels on the beta. Our changes here aim to just make it feel even better and making certain abilities feel better to use. Okay, sure. It's from a game I like, but it's still 4 hours away. Oof. Written saying Runescape, a bit of an issue with newcomers due to membership. I mean, like, membership is just going to be how you effectively play the game, especially after, like, level 80, right? It's just how it is. It's just a sub fee at that point. Imbue Gales. So, yeah, I think I was talking with Emily about this, and it seemed like they reworked these because they felt like dead skills, quote-unquote. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this. Imbue Gale seemed to be a nice addition in range, adding some built-in payoff for multi-hits. However, you noted how much time the player spends not attacking and instead activating buffs. Yeah, I mean, it's standard MMO stuff, right? It's Reaper activating Arcane Circle and from Final Fantasy XIV, right? Like, sometimes you just have to activate your self-buff and your self-stim, right? Not attacking, activating buffs, or removing it from a pure self-buff ability to a single-hit basic that applies the same effect. That's hot. Gale Shot. Now does 100 to 120% damage. Sure. Buff renamed Searing Winds. Buff now clears on... What? Huh? What? What? Wait, what do you mean this clears on death? Is it just... What? Give me a second here. I need to find these. 30-second duration. What does it mean? What do they mean by buff now clears on death? No, so they still have a duration. Okay. I was like, does this mean this just doesn't clear anymore? No. So this still does. This still remains. Okay. Interesting. So we'll have to see. We'll have to keep an eye on the buff bar. So it sounds like you activate it. If you die, it will now clear. I guess where it maybe didn't before, but that sounds like a bug. Okay. Imbue shadows. Buff renamed to Shadow Imbued. Buff now clears on death. Updated to extend Shadow Imbued by 3.6 seconds. Interesting. So, so you shadows into that. Okay. And that's actually why you still have an adrenaline cost for the ranged tendrils, actually. No, you don't. When did they change that? That wasn't in... Unless that was in, like, week 1. Shadow tendrils no longer have... So melee still lost blood tendrils, then. For some reason. Interesting. Shadow tendril. Yeah, extends duration of Shadow Imbued by 3.6 seconds. Okay. Bombardment, big explosion, good. I agree with this logic. Updated damage from 150 to 100 each. 220 to 260 is a big one. RuneScape range was a little more assassin, mobile vehicles of death than the standard, still an aim type. So we're making rapid fire, having the old fleeting foods boost effect by default. To embed mobility a little more into the style. Don't worry, we'll still be updating fleetings to get a different effect. Update adrenaline cost from 20 to 25. That makes sense, especially if you're doing boots into this. Updated no longer interrupt channel when moving. That's actually disgusting. Okay, so yeah, fleeting boots need a new effect then. Corruption shot. Updated initial damage from 60 to 80, 90 to 110%, 300%, 80 average total. I'd have to look at the math behind this. I'm not really sure on that one. Adrenaline cost from 0 to 20%. So okay, so corruption shot now costs. Okay, so that's in line. So okay, those are fine. Decimation. Functionality, Chinchompas work pretty much identically to Decimation, which didn't really make sense for them. Making chins align more with their explosive nature. I've used Chinchompas, I think, like twice, ever. Splashing enemies nearby with Fire Inferno and bits of Rodent, and making Decimation a little better at hitting targets that are away from each other. Updated. Locate special attacks target counts from 9 to 5. Plan is locate will get extended range, allowing to hit enemies away from the primary target, but the change didn't quite make this beta iteration. Okay. Chinchompas are 90 to 110 splash damage on initial hit. Update passive effect, name and info. Okay. So there's a bit here. There's a bit here. Go without a membership as a payment. I mean, you're effectively paying a sub fee for specific privileges. Is how that works in practice. Okay, let's swap. Let's cycle ammo to. Let's do we'll do Wen arrows. Cycle ammo to Wen arrows. How do we work this? Okay. Fire is a shot. So no, corruption needs to move. And then we need... I don't know why Tuscas is still on my bar. Then we need Imbue Shadows. Okay. Okay, so we'll do those. We need the basic range attack. Attack the target. So that's probably going to be slot 3. 10.2 seconds. Snipe might feel good. Probably do something like Gricko into piercing shot into attack. I want to keep the stun a little further away. 1, 2, 3. ERT. I guess we could throw Shadow Tendrils into that rotation too, though, actually, because we have the ability to. Dead Shot's gonna hit hit how many times? Twice now? No, 8 hits. Okay, so it hits a lot harder. We'll do Imbue Shadows here. We'll have that. Not perfect, but I like it. We can work with this. It's actually really good as free adrenaline. But why range specifically? Doesn't it do it for any style? It's a 15-second cooldown as well, so I guess if snipe doesn't work out, I'd probably put Tuska's in there too. It generates 8% adrenaline, probably because it's generic. Yeah, because it does more damage if it's on Slayer assignment, but it's just a subpar hit at 75 to 85%. Let's see how this works on Flesh Hatch really quick. Like, I don't actually understand the reasoning why. It's just another basic hit, right? It only really does things on Slayer assignments. 6-1. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bombardment? I mean, I'm not really having that many problems with an adrenaline right now, which is great. Ooh, Gloomfire. How are you doing? I mean, still in line with the other styles. Like, I'm still definitely trying to figure out this rotation, right? So, like... Yeah, those tendrils hurt. Those tendrils actually hurt a little bit. We'll probably throw, what, Tuska's there. Take the stun off. Like, cause snipe is a basic, but you kind of need to be rooted to do it. I could see that. I could see that being a thing. Abandon all. I'm a GP at bond cost, and I can already feel the arthritis. I mean, I honestly, I've bought a lot of bonds. So I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, snipe. You have to be in a good position for snipe. I can see that, but it's the same thing like Greco. It's why, or not Greco, G-Conk on my magic bar. All right, let's try this. I'm curious. We'll go into Karapak. Go 1, 6. Death Swiftness.
Always you. Why can't you just let it be?
1, 2, 3.
I'll tear right through you.
E R 2, 3. Oh man! The fact that rapid fire does that. Oh man, Last Guardian, disgusting. Oh, that feels so good though. Like actually good. Oh, ooh, ranged baby. Hello.
Threads of time. The time threads have split.
2, 3.
I'll tear right through you.
ER 1, 2, 3. Even without super, I mean that's just doing damage. 1. Being able to move, just oh man, that rapid fire is so good, dude. What do you mean?
Threads have split.
3.
I'll tear right through you.
Oh man, like that actually feels really good for range. Not gonna lie, not even gonna sugarcoat that.
I will put you in your place.
Wow, that's clean. Oh my god.
If the Neo won't heed my command, then I'll use a greater weapon, the Staff of Armadil.
Do I not have Deadshot up? They changed Deadshot's thing. I mean, that was clean. I mean, range is doing stuff. I think Tusk is better for Slayer. It obviously is. Just a fail. Well, yeah, I mean, for Slayer, yes. But for actual bossing, especially if you're off task, that's where I question it. Take it right without saving up enough. I mean, like, that's the risk, that's the cost benefit though, Draco. Is like, if you play the game and you can do something to earn 100-something million to buy a bond, then you don't have to swipe your credit card, right? Like, the fact that it gives you an in-game option, right? It's no different than, like, Helldivers 2 offering you to play. That is the exact same thing as saying, I don't like Helldivers 2 because, sure, I can get super credits, but I have to play so many games to get the super credits. That is the exact one-to-one. So, like, I don't... At least you can get it in game, right? Like, that's fair and reasonable. We can argue the price and price fluctuations, right? But that is the exact same complaint. You would not like Helldivers because you can earn super credits, but it's going to take you 30 some odd games to do something with them, right? That's a one-to-one. Says it ranges from 10 to 15 million GP. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just dreading decide to take a break. That just purchase a I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's... Anyways, moving on. Moving on with my day. No, I think that feels good. I think... So I guess we could also do SGB. Let's do SGB. No. Ooh, actually, you know what I wanted to test? Now that I think about it. Wanted to test... When's the one? Based on your enemy's remaining life points. Thing. Heal up to 25% of damage. 10% adrenaline. Let's try this. I want to try this. Do an Eldritch Crossbow. Did I not augment my Eldritch Crossbow because I'm fucking so good at this game? Like, what? This thing was only like 700 mil, so I mean, honestly, I guess it's fucking down. Mentor. Eldritch. Do I even have the thing to make P6? I don't even think I have the ability to make Precise 6, actually, now I think about it. Maybe? My gizmos. It's tool gizmo, weapon gizmo, genocidal looting. Because it's beta, I could just waste it. That's fine. Use... I wanted to see. I'm morbidly curious if this is gonna work. I'm genuinely curious. Because remember, we're not locked to abilities anymore. We're not locked to weapon types anymore. So I can hypothetically swap between Bow of the Last Guardian and Eldritch Crossbow. Because I haven't heard of anyone use Eldritch Crossbow in a hot minute. So I'm actually really curious about this.
No, always you. Why can't you just let it be?
1,
Guardian.
2.
I'll tear right through you.
You just Van Helsing crossbow, dude. It's so good. Ah, it changes the icon. That's really cool, actually. 2. 3. I did that out of sequence. That's fine. I mean, it's a little less damage, obviously. But honestly, that's really not bad.
The tide threads have split. I'll tear right through you.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I will put you in your place.
I think bows are just better right now, specifically.
I can contain
A little bit late on that one, that's fine.
its power. The tide threads have split.
1, 2, 3.
I'll tear right through you.
One, 2. 1, 2.
I will put you in your place.
I'm a little low on this one. That's fine.
Witness the
No!
the staff.
Get lightning walled. Oh my god, all 3 came from the fucking same side too. Oh, that sucked.
My command, then I'll use a greater weapon, the staff of Armadillo.
I think Bow Last Guardian definitely feels a little better. I mean, it still works. I'd have to, I don't know. I think I'm getting cute with the Eldritch Crossbow. I think I think I'm being a little too greedy on that one. I mean, it was funny. It was cute. I think I was also off color too. Well, not off color. I don't play Magic. I think I was a little off theme as well because Serenic works with crossbows. No, it was a cute idea, but I don't think it panned out the way I expected it to, unfortunately, which is fine. Just means that I get to have something for when crossbows potentially get buffed eventually, maybe. I got Gloves of Passage there. All right. Let's go through the melee section really quick. I think ranged feels good. I'm actually really excited to try more ranged. I think ranged, honestly, in terms of just style, in terms of being a mobile archer, think like Legolas from Lord of the Rings, right? I think it's fine. I think it works. I think that the potencies are good. I think that when we look at it, the weaving back and forth, being able to imbue shadows, I didn't even really use tendrils there, which I need to use tendrils a little bit more. And we're just throwing together a rotation, right? I'm sure the rotation's going to be better. I'm sure we'll be able to have like a full auto rotation and it'll work perfectly fine. So I think range is in a really good spot. I just can't wait to see how week 4 kind of hones it a little better. Melee is where I'm going to have a little bit of contention, I guess, is how I'd put that. Because with melee, unfortunately, we lost Quake again, and that makes me a very sad panda, or however South Park says it. Yeah, because all those are just gone. Okay. Style identity. Melee previously has always had a bit of an identity issue. However, we think the addition of Bloodlust and rebalancing the last beta has lined up nicely. Melee is a self-sufficient style that wins through raw numbers. Okay. These abilities are simply stronger than their counterparts in other styles, as is to be expected. You're scaling off of both attack and strength, so I mean, I think that's fair. Whether that's generating more adrenaline, dealing higher base damage, or offering built-in bonus effects, this extra value offsets its core weakness, being forced into close range. We think that fits that style well. So there are two concerns I have with melee. One, the heavy reliance on scrimshaw of vampirism. That is, first and foremost, a big concern I have. Second, the trying to fit the archetype around Berserk rather than not really taking Berserk into consideration. And clearly Berserk is a consideration, because even by their own admission that they're trying to make sure that it's not power crept because of the existence of Berserk, right? If you're trying to balance a card game, if you're trying to balance a set around like one card that's absolutely broken and the rest of the set is just awful in comparison, you're going to have a bad set, right? So you want to make sure that you're taking things into consideration. High risk, high reward at the cost of safety. I think the heavy reliance on scrimshaw of vampirism, especially with how weird they are to get, especially the good ones off of player-owned ports, I think that's going to be a big issue for me doing the style more. Ability modification. Following the last beta, we understand that while you liked the idea of Bloodlust, its execution left some room for improvement. As a result, we made some changes across the board to make it feel more responsive and more impactful to consume. Okay. Bloodlust now generates from basic abilities, while Rend, formerly Pressing Blow, generates 2 stacks. Sure, that's fine. That's kind of your not Finger of Death, the one that sets up Necrosis, right? In Necromancy. This allows for an increased choice throughout the fight, reducing the feeling of wasting a global cooldown on a basic attack. You should feel empowered. Could be empowering a better ability. Sure, makes sense. We're further leaning into the power fantasy of a Berserker here, ensuring the attacks are generated frequently enough to impact your gameplay while offsetting adequate choice. Okay. Pressing Blow is now Rend, generates 2 stacks. Sure. Punish, basic ability, generates 4 Bloodlust stacks. So now generates 1 Bloodlust. No longer generates 20% adrenaline against targets below 50%. I think this is interesting. So I think that punishment's identity kind of goes out the window here, right? Chaos Roar is now a basic ability. I heard about this. I was a little worried about that. So obviously you're not using it for the melee hit. Generates 1 Bloodlust stack. Next ability deals 1.75 times damage. Did it always deal 1.75 times damage? I think, yeah, using adrenaline for that was a little silly. I think this as long as the potency of the next attack isn't changed, like they can actually nerf the potency of that attack specifically of Chaos Roar, but if the potency of buffing the next attack is the same, I think I'm fine with that. Because it's also 2 tempos, right? It's like Runic Charge into Omni Power, right? Or it's like Imbue Gale / Gale Shot into the Snapshot or whatever it is, and then into Rapid Fire, right? How they're multi-tempo attacks, and it's not just a win button. I think I'm okay with that. Saw a reaction you did to Final didn't know you played Risk. Yeah, no, that's actually one of the older games I played. We're actually going through the beta today. I wanted to hop on for a couple hours and see what they were changing. Because this is week 3 out of week 4. Chaos Roar is now basic ability. Meteor Strike, 40% adrenaline cost to 60. Okay, that's big. 6. Well, I guess he also regen. 6% adrenaline every 0.6 seconds. 4.5 adrenaline every 0.6 seconds. So they kind of nerfed Meteor Strike here, which is unfortunate. Basic attack had Bloodlust effect removed. It's a basic melee. Its potency is already strong. I can kind of understand that. I wish it kind of got it back, though, so you could snowball a little better. Following the betas, trying to solo hard mode carry back. I can get to phase 4. I'm about up to phase 4. I just don't have the DPS to take out hard mode Carapac. Not yet, at least. I got to get my rotation. And hence why I didn't really want to learn an entire rotation when EOC 2 is just going to change a bunch of stuff, right? Didn't make quite sense. Stuns and binds your target for 1.8 seconds on the backhand. I think backhand change is good. Assault. A lot of Bloodlust effects felt like they had applications in the late game through minor effects like critical chance. Left them feeling unimpactful in the early game. As a result, we're swapping the assault effect to something that has had early application with some niche use cases late game. Also gives melee some much needed sustain. Melee does need sustain. Once again, like over-reliance, I would argue, on Scrimshaw vampirism, right? Especially like in things like Jad, right? Instead of soul flick or soul split, you're camping melee for Jad, which is fine. But once you kind of forego the sustain on that, right? Where you have, like, with magic, right? I can kind of camp away from Jad, right? Especially like Zuck, right? I can kind of camp away from Jad, and then once I get through Jad, I mean, it's like I can soul split in between the hits, right? As long as I don't have them, you know, on the same tick as each other doing a different attack, right? But in melee, you have to deal with the melee hit, therefore you have to play melee, therefore you can't use soul split with close proximity. So that becomes a problem for me. So trying to get all the echoes dead, then get wrecked by Kara. I think I've gotten one down. I'd have to check. I'd have to do hard mode again to see. Melee requires so much to compete against the other three types, and that's what it is. Like the potency has to be there if you're going to have to put that. But like we have people who've been out to chat recently. They're like, yeah, no, they did hard mode Zuck with melee. Like, it's possible. A lot of it just comes down to positioning as well, which I'm fairly bad at, and hence why I'm still learning a lot of stuff. I don't know. So the Assault, Bloodlust, plus 15 critical strike chance heals you for 275 plus 4% of damage dealt. I think Assault's fine. I think that incentivizes, like, Chaos Roar into Assault. Although I feel like, especially if you're running Zuck spec... Well, I guess, once again, this is supposed to be early game, right? They're not necessarily considering Chaos Roar into Zuck spec taking precedence over Chaos Roar into Assault, when a level 60 to 80 player doesn't necessarily have that. So I think that's fair. Hurricane, Bloodlust, increased cooldown reduction, deals an additional hit to your target up to 9 additional enemies, 85% average. Okay. Flurry was odd. That's a statement of all time. On paper, Berserk reduction sounds good, but in reality, it often did nothing as players wanted to wait for other important buffs to line up. Removing the effect over to something a little more useful. Stuns and binds your target for 3.6 seconds by default. Interesting. So they because melee had backhand and it had kick, and I think it had one more. So it had like 3 stuns in its kit, right? So this is kind of, and everyone else kind of got nerfed down to like 1 stun. So this technically has more stuns in the kit, right? So that still technically keeps that on theme. Reduces the cooldown of Berserk each iteration. Note, not each hit. Okay. Extends the duration of Berserk by 6 seconds. I think the extend is going to be interesting. We'll have to see. I think 0.6 seconds might be negligible, personally. Bloodlust. Stuns and binds your main target for 3.6 seconds. Deals 2% additional damage for every 1% HP you're missing to a maximum... I'm gonna draw attention to Destiny 2's Touch of Malice. Touch of Malice, regardless of how powerful you make it, the fact that your shot is more powerful the closer to 1 HP you get, just it leads to an interaction where this isn't going to get used the way people think it are. Why would you ever camp Jad at, like, say, below 50% or 25% HP? You're just asking to get rocked at that point, right? How Necro is, it's crazy. Is against it, but almost every enemy can deal with melee no issue. Meanwhile, magic in range can just sit in the back and not worry about AoEs. Exactly. Magic in range can deal, and even necromancy, because necromancy is 7 tiles away, right? There's just more input, right? Like, you have to deal with things hitting you front and center. It's bonkers. Berserk, given maximum blood stacks increase from 4 to 8. Sure, I kind of view this like necrosis stacks light from necromancy. I kind of see some necromancy DNA in here. Ability still consume 4 bloodlust stacks. Generates 4 bloodlust stacks on Berserk proc, so you go to 8. Basic attacks and basic abilities generate 2x bloodlust stacks. Okay, so I'm seeing some necromancy DNA here. This feels a little copy-paste, but I think, honestly, it's what... I feel like this is going to be the hottest take. I feel like necromancy is just better melee. It's what is it RS guy calls it? It's like Bluetooth melee, right? Where a hill giant will hit you from like 7 tiles away or something like that. Like, it feels like it's Bluetooth melee. Genuinely, necromancy feels like better melee. And that's a problem. Melee needs something to make it able to tank damage and have to be low HP to deal with big damage. Yes and no. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on it, because we do have a tank set from Mazcab, but you have to run the raids, and it's getting a party together for the Mazcab raids. I've never run Mazcab. I would love to. I'd love to set up Mazcab raids. I'd love to learn the raids and grind out the armor. But I'm also running Havoc, right? Havoc is effectively a tier 70 armor set. Like it's God Wars Dungeon 1 armor set, right? It doesn't have that much defense, but I mean it's tier 95 in terms of power, right? But I don't think we just really have good options. Like we have custom trim fit masterwork armor, sure. And that kind of degrades, right? But like unless you have the custom fit and then it's outside of like ED and Slayer tasks, it'll degrade, but inside those it won't. I don't know. Last on Berserk reduces cooldown of Overpower to 9 seconds. That's no different than Living Death in Necromancy. Just completely resetting Death Skulls, right? Although this is, I guess, reduces the cooldown. I think that Necromancy still just has potency on that. Activating Living Death literally just gives you a free Death Skull if you can get it back up. Like, your Death Skull could have just been used, and then you can use Living Death, and then grats. You can use Death Skull again if you can use it, right? The versatility on Necromancy is disgusting. So that's kind of where my bias shows in this. I think they're trying to play nice with Berserk when they need to just unleash Berserk, right? If they need to... Players will play hard content. You just need to give them the ability to do so. But I don't know. I'd have to defer to higher tier PVM players than myself, because I can't hard mode Zuck with melee, and I know a lot of that's positioning, right? I had a lovely person send me a map in terms of Zuck and what phases stand where. I don't know. It's an interesting one to think about. Dismember recast one named to Slaughter, recast Unarian Massacre, sure. So that one's still the 1, 2, 3, right? Like Scythe and Necromancy. Once again, feeding into Necromancy just feels like better melee. Slaughter is lacking in damage given the removal of 3x of its 3x walk. While bleeds are unaffected by Berserk, we've increased base damage to match live. Plus, it's given a little extra to account for Berserk's changes last beta. Sure. Average per hit, 100% per hit. Sure. Massacre wanted to sit slightly differently as a longer duration bleed. Something you'll situationally use during your longer encounters. I think this is the problem with melee, though, and that's why we had so much skill bloat, is because this quote right here, something that you situationally use during longer encounters. I think this right here is indicative of why melee had so much button bloat to begin with, because it gets so many situational subjective buttons, but your core rotation doesn't have a core identity, right? Like if we go back up to, I thought I saw it in here. Melee's always had a bit of an identity issue. I've talked about this in a number of reactions. I've talked about this with how Exekiel used to play, right? Exekiel, as it was on release, was awful. It was just a bleed. You know what doesn't affect bleeds? The thing that they say in this document? Berserk. Berserk does not in any way, shape, or form affect bleeds. Like, it affects base damage, sure. And obviously now we have Flamebound Rival, right? So that's a little different, right? Like that changes the game, right? But like a situational, this is the part that makes me concerned, right? It's a longer duration bleed and something that you'll situationally use during longer encounters. That description worries me about the direction of melee personally. This concerns me. We've increased its overall hit count, allowing it to scale slightly better with the Masterwork Spear of Annihilation, and allow you to benefit from bleed boosting effects for longer. I think the dots are fine. Take a page out of Final Fantasy XIV's book. Viper, on launch, had, what was it, Gash? Right? It had a dot. Man, it was cool seeing like 6 dots on, Amon and Crystal Tower. You know what they removed? The dot. You know what's still one of the highest grossing DPSs in the game, from my understanding? Viper. You don't need a dot if your core rotation is competent, is how I'm going to word that. The dot's fine as an option. So we see that they're still trying to do these bleeds, and I feel they're unfortunately feeding into what they're trying to address, right? What problem is increasing bleeds trying to solve, right? Let's use Protox logic. Sorry, I had it. So the problem, melee has an identity issue. Okay. Sure. So how do we solve this? Well, we're solving this by a longer duration bleed that you will situationally use during longer encounters. Does this not feed into an identity crisis? Right? Like, you see how this is probably going to cause issues, or this is going to compound. I don't know. And we could find high tier PVM players that they might like this change. They might look at this and they might try it out and they might go, you know, it works. It just works. 16 times the bleeds, right? They could. It's entirely possible. From my subjective, like, mid-tier player brain, I look at this and go, this feels like we're still going to have problems with a melee identity. Like, it's fine. It's fine if you go... So, Necromancy, right? Let me pull my Necromancy set. Necromancy. I have, like, 4 different things that I do, right? So, if I go Necromancy... And we're gonna try this against Carapac, because this is going to give us a baseline, right? Before melee. So let's go in, make sure let's see, Necromancy, proc my Darkness. We're gonna proc you, and then we're going to start you. I guess I could have done that in the arena. 1, 2, 1, 8.
Always you. Why can't you just let it be?
1, 2, 3.
I'll tear right through you.
Finger of Death. Necrosis stack. Necrosis stack. Necrosis stack. Finger of Death. Oh, I don't even have my my full thing up yet. Death Skulls. Finger of Death. 2. That's a phase.
No, I control the thread.
We're gonna probably bloat, Lord of Bones, Death Mark.
I'll tear right through you.
No, that didn't count. Unfortunate.
You will break beneath me.
Ooh, ow.
I can contain.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of take that hit there, so I mean, that wasn't necessarily the best thing to do, but that's fine.
The time threads.
1 or 8 necrosis stacks. 3.
I'll tear right through you.
Do that. Do that. Do that. Yeah, because I don't have another 5% DR quite yet.
I will put you in your place.
It's phased.
If the needle won't heal,
Limitless.
then I'll use a greater weapon.
Yeah, there we should get all my soul stacks back. Let's go.
A deal.
Nah, unfortunate.
Just
Like, you see that burst DPS? That was sub, like, what, 260? Or not 260, that's 3 minutes. That was sub, what, 250? Like, that was Necromancy. Necromancy, oh, bro, what do you mean this couldn't have been live? Bro. It's only like 4 mil, unfortunate. HP for damage makes it not worth the risk of dying. I agree. I think that especially adding a risk, or like they're wanting this barbarian mentality. And like, my guy, this just isn't. This just doesn't feel like this is gonna work. So that was Necromancy. That's kind of our baseline, right? When we compare this to modern melee, we're really kind of comparing both of those, right? We no longer have Quake 2, which why? I don't I don't understand, man. I don't understand what they're doing. I don't think they understand what they're doing, if I'm being honest. Okay, so let's see what we're dealing with here. And not use Cinderbanes, because I need to be using Passage. Sure, I'll keep Reaver's Ring on, I guess, because I don't have the actual... Well, no, I can't have the Big Boy Ring. Hold up, I can have the Big Boy Ring. Does Big Boy Ring even do anything, actually, now that I think about it? Trade... Handler's Ring... Champion's Ring. Crimson Strike grants 3% crit strike chance against bleeding targets. I guess Champion's Ring does something, right? I guess it does a thing. So I might as well grab that. Trade weapon. Champion's Ring. I don't think I'm missing anything either. Tuska's Wrath. Pink dies. Red die. Black Mushroom Ink. That kill. Okay, that's fine. We'll wear that. Yeah, the Fremenic rings are actually still really expensive. Let's go ahead and re-up. What do you mean Penance is currently recharging? Bro, it's beta. What do you mean? Oh, it carries over in a live game anyways. Okay, so let's look at our abilities. Let's look at what we have to deal with. Skills. No, not skills. Loadout? No? Where's my moves? Melee. Okay, so let's see. We have basic attack, which is pretty good. No, it does still generate bloodlust stack. Did you what? Basic attack, bloodlust effect removed. I guess it doesn't have an effect, but it still generates bloodlust. That's all I really care about. So, I guess that zero sums itself. I don't know. Okay, let's see. I don't have dive because I still haven't done succession. Let's do... I need to berserk. Berserk that. Chaos Roar. Chaos Roar can be like Q. I don't really care. Pulverize is still there. Meteor Strike's still there. Meteor Strike's the ultimate. Yes, that's a 60. Pulverize Meteor Strike can go there. Oh, my binding shot's on my bar. Okay, let's try to work through this in sequence. Punish is a basic. I feel like you put Punish towards the beginning, right? Maybe? Strike at the target with Unmatched Fury. Next melee within is guaranteed to critically strike. Hard mode Kara, sometimes still trying to solo as personal goal. Yeah, no, I'm down. Yeah, that's why we actually, in the Discord, I've been trying to be more active with RuneScape. Yeah, if people need to run hard mode Karapak, or we were running Vorkath recently, not hard mode. We were running Vorkath recently. I mean, I'm down to run group content. I hate soloing stuff. I do that enough in Destiny and 14 as is. Things like Zucker are a weird exception because you have to do them solo. Greater Flurry. Greater Flurry still requires dual wield. Okay. I guess we'll put Overpower here. Yeah, that's fine. Assault is a 25. Strike the target multiple times. Melee damage per hit. 4 hits channeled. 4 bloodlust stacks to empower itself. Let's do Assault like there. Yeah, so that's gonna be the one that changes. You as a streamer, only seeing YouTube videos, check out Discord. No, you're totally fine. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on by. Yeah, I've been trying to stream RuneScape more. It's kind of one of those I kind of sit back and chill, if that makes sense. It's my sit back and chill game. I do need Greater Barge, however. Greater Barge needs to be on my bar. Adaptive Strike still is the thing. Generates 1, generates 12 Adrenaline. Ooh, there's a different effect. Right, yeah, swipe your weapon in front of you versus strike at the target with both your weapons, so there is a cost benefit to using Langs versus, something like Tumikins or Exekil. 8 additional enemies in a cone before me. So Adaptive Strike is Adaptive Strike is 5 seconds. Assault needs to be at the end of the bar because it uses 25. Flurry has to be on here. I'm trying to figure out what I pair Flurry with. So Greater Flurry is a 15-second. Well, sorry, Fury. Flurry is different. Flurry I'm not using. 135 to 165. Pulverize, Berserk, Meteor, Chaos Roar. Let's see. Assault, attack. I think attack should probably be like 3rd. I like having the basic as like a 3 or a 4. That's just a decent amount of melee damage. Thinking probably so adaptive does so Fury guarantees. Next melee attack is guaranteed to critically strike. Okay. I think we do. I like Fury. I do like Fury at the beginning of my race. So probably do Fury, adaptive strike. It's a 24-second one. Let's actually do. I don't know if I want to put that at the beginning of my bar though. Oh, that's a little weird. Oh, I don't like that. And we don't have smoke tendrils anymore either. It feels like, you know what it feels like? It feels like we're very adrenaline heavy. Like it feels like we're very top heavy in terms of abilities. That's what that's reading to me like. Thank you, I PK myself. Punish is a 24 slash at the target unexpectedly. 120 generates 1 bloodlust. I feel we do something along the lines of like 15. I almost feel like we do like punish first, actually. No. Fury, strike. Do Fury, strike, probably punish, and then attack. Probably punish. Assault, yeah, is fine at 5. Chaos Roar. I'm gonna miss Quake. I'm really gonna miss Quake. That's really gonna hurt. So Overpower is 2 hits, overhead swing. And that's only down to 60 because of the cape. Pulverize, Master Strike, pulverize your target. Melee damage, applies pulverize to the target. Reduces damage dealt by 25%. I guess that's fair. 60% is pretty big though. Meteor Strike, jump up, strike the ground. Melee damage to the target and 8 additional enemies. Melee basics generate 1.5 times adrenaline. So you probably want to Meteor Strike off the rip then, is what it sounds like. Yeah, you want to Meteor Strike as often as you can, it sounds like. With 30-second duration. Okay. Let's try this out at Flesh Hatcher really quick. Why 2 assault? Do I have 2 assaults on my bar? I shouldn't have 2 assaults on my bar. Oh, I do have 2 assaults on my bar. You're right. It's because I'm dumb, that's why. I feel like Meteor Strike off the rip is just going to be so tech, though. I don't even fill a full bar with these abilities. It's kind of wild. Cool, let's Flesh Hatcher. Let me do that curse. 2, 3. Yeah, it's gonna cause issues with adrenaline gain, I can already tell. Yep. Yeah, I need Assault not to be on my bar. Or not to be there specifically. I mean, she's already fucking dead, though. Like, that's actually disgusting. Thank you, level up. Honestly, the 4 abilities themselves generate more than enough. Anything else after that point can just be... Okay, that's not bad. Roar and Assault. I don't want Roar to proc automatically, though. That's because if it's a minute cooldown, I don't want that to proc automatically. We're gonna go down to 4. Because I think 4 is gonna be plenty. Yeah, because having that on bar just kind of sucked. Although I guess I could swap with Assault. Let's try that. So I can go back up to 5. I think I just have to be more cognizant when Chaos Roar gets used. Greater Barge. Flamebound Rival. Right, because Assault's a channel, right? Forgot about that. I mean, honestly, it seems like it has a lot of options right now, and I'm kind of digging that. Assault feels really powerful, actually. Yeah, it's about 40 seconds. That's fine. That actually doesn't feel that bad. Feel like we're close to the same in combat and semi-revo as well. I don't quite like full manual because sometimes I actually want to do things right. But I don't know. I can't because sometimes I want to proc abilities when it's not in the bar. I just want to have all my adrenaline gatherers in like sequence and then to be able to fine tune what I'm doing. Even if it's technically suboptimal DPS. I don't know. I just like being able to have that control. I like a little bit more control, but I'm not quite full manual because like Final Fantasy 14, I can always be casting, right? Because I have like my ranged ability on like all my classes. This is a little different though. All right, let's try this. I'm ready for this. Godbook is of course not on. So I need to, I guess.
Always you. Why can't you just let it be?
1,
Guardian.
2, 3.
I'll tear right through you.
Right, because that costs adrenaline. I honestly think the 1.5 times is perfect. Or sorry, 1.75. Interesting, if you're mid-channel, Carapac jumping doesn't break that. But once again, we enter the weird situation where you cannot... This is why the bleeds would be a thing then. Because you can't hit Carapac right now, right? But the bleed is still taking effect. So that tells me that's probably what their thought process is at. Because melee can't hit certain things. Maybe you can hit with Tumikins. I haven't actually checked that.
The time threads have split.
Go ahead and generate.
I'll tear right through you.
Oh, my Chaos Roar's down, which is unfortunate. Because I have my big, juicy Zuck spec right there, and that's why I don't like Chaos Roar on cooldown. I'm still hitting decent. I'm still hitting big damage. That's fine. As long as I do Zuck spec off cooldown. Wait, did I hit him? Did I have reach with that? I'm basically unconscious. They keep using abilities. Yep, that's exactly what I do. Ow. Three.
I'll tear right through you.
Walk. Yeah, with 4 ticks, I mean, that feels good. I need a Meteor Strike, because I totally forgot to.
I will put you in your place.
No, you can auto him. I'm looking at that. You can auto him. Just gotta walk a little bit more. Interesting. It's probably because I have a two-handed weapon equipped then. I need to be using my thresholds more because I literally have the ability to. Perfect. There we go. Do that one.
My command, then I'll use a greater weapon.
We can go ahead and do this. Oh my god! Oh no, the special attack, it still keeps. Unfortunate. I was like, can I dual special? Can I double Zuck spec? I mean, I'm gonna miss Quake. I think that felt good though. I'm penanced, right? Which means that like the damage that I take, right? Restores prayer. I mean, effectively just replace Rocktail with prayer pots, right? I think that's still pretty fair and reasonable, all things considered, right? Chaos Roar, that needs to be something I need to proc manually. Like I'm already looking at that. That needs to be something that needs to be proc manually. Just because that is it hurts to leave that on cooldown, honestly. Yeah, that hurts. No more bonk stick Hulk smash big Sag. Yeah, a little bit. Gotten the Zuck cape. Yeah, assume worth it. Hurts the best cape. Yes, it is. I only have the variants because I've only cleared Zuck with I've only cleared Zuck normal mode. I haven't done hard mode yet. Man, I fucking adore Zuck though. I have lots of opinions on Zuck. All right, speaking of Zuck, let's try something, shall we? Hi, Gardor. I'm not gonna get the music in this, am I? Because it's beta, right? I want to test this. I want to be silly. We're gonna try this.
A challenger approaches.
All right, and then we can do melee hit. That one. Cape from normal. Yes, you get the variant capes, but you don't get the big one. The big one's from hard mode. The what do you call it? You get the big one. That's the shining one, right? The one that has yellow in it instead of just looking like red like this or like blue. Keep in mind, I'm just using Havoc. Like, I'm not using any sort of DR or anything right now.
To the slaughter.
So here's actually where Tumikins comes in handy, actually. Because it's a reach weapon, and on kill, it actually does that. And this is where they talk about melee becoming a good switch. I do have a little bit of sustain issues.
Show me you are worthy.
I mean, honestly, the fact that that does what it does right now is actually a little disgusting. I don't have backhand. I don't have backhand on my bar. Backhand is actually required for this, now that I think about it. Fine, I'm not going to finish this full thing. Yes, so the hard mode one is how you're able to combine all of them into one cape. Because otherwise you have like 4 different capes.
Rise, warrior of flame.
I might actually need this now. Hold up. Where's my backhand? There's my backhand. Maybe? No? I literally can't drag it to my bar. Like, I need this ability. I actually do need this ability to fucking deal with these guys. I'm also getting eating shit with the lava. Single target. And this is what they mean by melee having swaps. Okay. I'm seeing a bit of the vision here. I am. I'm seeing it. It is definitely going to be a Oh, man, this is definitely going to be a learning curve for a lot of people, though. Positioning, don't take fights that you can't really win. Always good damage, it's just the risk of getting hit is the downside. Yeah, but I mean, that's also why we have defensives, right? Smack. I mean, it's a lot of basics. I'm also trying to build up adrenaline currently. I'm also being very particular on my usage of, we can turn that off for the moment. Being very particular on my usage of Berserk. That's what's causing my fucking adrenaline to go down. Yeah, so I do actually need to put that to 4. I mean, I guess I could, like, backhand, but, I mean, even backhand off cooldown. Like, I feel like 4 basics is fine. So we can do that.
The coward's trick.
2. Meteor Mash. I mean, that's still clean. That's still fair.
Lucky hit. Attack.
The real... Oh, I didn't have my curse on is why. Nope. Nope, not it. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Nope. Unfortunate. Jad spawns back.
Fight worm or crawl and die.
Multiple enemies. Might as well use Tumikins here. Third Diamond Godsword. Maybe. The Ceradoma Godsword for the fucking win, dude. I'm telling you, best spec in the game. Hey, River. Bro, SGS is just that good. Like, I fucking camp it. Like, yeah, technically Dagger's better. But I'm like, man, I could be using SGS. So, actually, I was talking about this earlier with Melee. I was talking about, Reach and Jad. So, obviously, so that's a ranged hit. So when you're this close to Jad, you can't soul split. Because you have to worry about the melee hit, right? Or it could be yeah, so you have to worry about the melee hit. So you can't exactly, like, soul split flick, right? However, apparently, when you have Tumikins or Noxious Scythe or something, you can one tile away him. And that actually mitigates a lot of that. Or I can, you know, just not be able to showcase that because I'm bad at this game.
Show me you are worthy.
What a silly game. Ooh, the range guy's hurt. I mean, like, I can see it. Yeah, you have to pick and choose your fights. But, I mean, the fact that, I mean, I couldn't do this, you know, 2 months ago. Like, so, I mean, I've gotten a little bit better. I mean, it's not going to be a full run by any means, right? But it's definitely something I'm looking at, and I'm like, hot damn, okay. And then that's where Berserk actually does pick up a little bit. SGS, just too good, bro. Too legit to quit. Yeah, there we go. Half my HP back. That's such a scumbag. Oh my god, that's so dumb. I mean, honestly, yeah, like the sustain, I don't know. I'm biased. I love camping this. This is funny. Yeah, there we go. You can fucking chaos through the SGS. Oh, I'm such a fucking rat. Alright, this is Igneous phase. I mean, we're fucked, dude. We're going places. We're, something's happening. I don't know what's happening. But something's happening. And Spirit UF. Dude, that's what I'm fucking saying. I'm such a rat. Let's go ahead and do that. No. You can't tell me SGS is not an amazing fucking EOF spec. Let's be honest. You can't tell me this is not good. It's so stupid, dude. Yeah, the fact that Chaos Roar also doesn't cost Adrenaline anymore, that buff is huge, dude. Like, that is actually fucking huge. Or I can go, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. And it still does damage too. Such a fucking ZGF and EU with the SGS. I mean, it could work. I mean, it's yeah. Just a rat, dude. Oh my god, that was peak. I don't care who you are, that's peak. Let me build up really quick. I have to shitpost Nemwe that I'm doing Zuck with melee. Go ahead and do that. Actually, this is where you can, I mean, because you're not on a timer really here. Meteor Strike just for that. Yeah, I mean that was easy. That was simple.
Fail me at your peril, cat.
I'm trying to remember. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. Legend. Jads are gonna come from that side. Go to Tumikins. Oh, I saw that last second, bro. That's a ranged hit. Gonna be a magic hit. Ranged hit. Great magic. Magic. Ranged. Ooh, they're off tick from each other. I don't like this. Although I am one tile away, and that's why Tumikins is fucking saving my ass right now, dude. It is saving my bacon. There's our range. That'll be a magic hit. Oh, there we go! Double Jad. Let's go, bro. Oh my god. See, this is where you can one tile away and you can camp soul split, right? Like this is where you can do that shit. Oh my god, I can't believe I got away with that.
To the slaughter.
Oh my god, no way. We're gonna defensive up there. No, nope. Heal. SGS, please. There we go. Yes, I'm aware of the fire effect. Can I just EOF off cooldown? Can I just SGF off cooldown with this? That's dumb. Super Essence of Finality works, but here you can yes. So effectively, it's the necklace I have. It's like it has the same stats as like a tier 70. As a tier 70 piece of armor. So like you can break down like a Granite Maul or a Ceradoman Godsword or like a ECB or Eldritch Crossbow or like anything with a special attack, and you can break it down so that you that you could use it. So I have like effectively 2 special abilities now. I'm not even fucking good at this, and I'm just like, you know, this fucking works. Yeah, sir, no, got for the win. Bro, the sustain is too good. Too legit to quit. No, I don't want that. Give me that one. Yeah, there we go. Give me that. Give me that. Yeah, you can just use that bitch off cooldown, it seems. That's disgusting. Oh my god, what do you mean that's how that works? Yeah, if you need hyper sustain, there we go. Holy shit. I thought there was a cooldown. I'm pretty sure there is a cooldown, but I can't fucking find it. Yeah, you have 50% adrenaline, you fucking in a bind? It's fucking SGS spec. Bro, what do you mean? This is how this works? Bro, I'm not even overloaded. Oh, fuck. Bro, I can't. This is too good. We're almost through Zuck in a single life, too. What the fuck? I mean, this is it. This is the big guy that people absolutely have issues with. I still have issues with him. There we go. Yep, and then you kill that, and now we can go big boy. There we go. Barrier. Oh my goodness. Why people are raving about. I mean, this is Tumikins as well. Like, this fucking glaive I have is like fucking 2 bill right now. 2.5 is what I got mine for. That stays as a ability while wearing it. Yep, it stays. So I can just proc it like that. It's just cost of adrenaline. It's fucking stupid. I mean, I also like this is my tank style, right? I prefer sustain. I prefer sustain over damage most any day. So this is actually a little dumb. Give me my fucking SGS. Bonk. That was it. Cool. This one next. Fuck, bro. Oh my god, I can't believe that's how that's working. I actually can't. This one actually worries me a little bit, though, if I'm being honest. This one actually does worry me a bit.
Coward's trick.
I need to heal up, like, all the way. God, fucking just Hurricane just does so much damage, dude. Okay, I am a little worried for this one, and because he no, I'll be able to make it. Barrier. That's gonna be a magic hit. A mage hit. Or sorry, that's a ranged hit. And then I'm just gonna do this. Bro, cleared. No fucking difficulty. You're kidding me. Hi, Triple Jadwave. I'm in danger. Ranged. No, it's gonna be a range. That'll be a magic. Gonna be a double ranged. See, this is the positioning we talk about. Ranged into a magic. Magic into magic. I'm a very careful player, if you can't tell. I say as I eat shit. Come on, come this way. Come on, my guy. You can do it. I believe in you. Magic. Nyom. Oh my god. Yeah, people will swap EOS mid-fight. Like, that's why people have multiple switches, and why I assume Jagex, I said, in multiple. I just fucking dodged that melee hit. Let's go. I'm God. Nyom. Ranged. Fucking 3 Jads. Alright, now we're on Hurricane. Actually, this is actually gonna be the fun part of the fight.
Hurricane, destroy.
That means I get to go a little baller with you. Move. Hurricane dead! Fucking one-phased, bro. No fucking contest. Oh my goodness. I'm also, like, out of practice when it comes to Zuck. I'm actually out of practice.
Out of the way, weakling.
All right, here we go. Hey, big boy, how you doing? Nice to see you around. That's gonna be a freedom. 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be a ditch here. It's gonna be a magic hit. 1, 2, 3. Quake. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! I am fucking God. Let's go. 2, 3, 4. Jumps to center.
Flames consume you.
There we go. There's my anticipate.
Rise, warrior of flame.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Rise, Ashen Rain.
Discord. I unfortunately haven't fixed the bot. I'm sorry. Fucking Ranger's dead. Keep in mind, I'm not a melee main. I am definitely a magic main. You just walk up and you just fucking slap him. That's it. Melee's my new style. Come on, one more. Flames unending. Let's go. Devotion. 1, 2. Zuck spec. Ooh, big damage.
Break beneath me.
Gonna be a freedom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm holding off on my ult because I'm gonna need the 1, 2, 3. A. There we go. Anticipate. 1, 2, 3. OG Exact, thanks for the follow. 4. Anticipate.
And burn to ash.
Nope, he's gonna force choke you over there. This is actually where I could close the gap. Her's dead.
Rise, Ashen Ranger.
Backhand. 3.
Rise.
Sorry, chat, I cannot see you at this exact moment. You have to give me a second. 1. We can do this. Soul split up a little bit. Flames unending. 1, 2, 3. Big hit, big hit. Oh, he was immune because he can't go past 101. Oh, that's gonna suck actually. 2, 3. He's gonna hit me again, but my freedom's off cooldown. That's fine. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. That's it. That's melee Zuck. I mean, it's normal mode, but that's literally melee Zuck done on beta with melee. Look, if a dingus like me can do it, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's pedants as well, so inventory management, obviously. Like if you like fucking turtle or whatever, right? Oh, that's it felt good. That felt good. How would you use shield abilities? Yep, it's the Nexus. It's one of the necromancy things. So necromancy, the Nexus, allows you to pull your ectoplasm and your necromancy ruins from your Nexus, right? Like your Nexus is your conduit, so you can pull from all of them. So that actually allows me to. I'm sorry, my model's kind of blocking it. My spell tab over here, I can use any of these without the use of a shield. So obviously, lesser bone shield, greater bone shield. I hear RS guy was saying there's a little bit of a difference that you actually can be wasting runes using larger one. I'd have to double check on that. But like my aspect of evasion, darkness, where I just 20% chance to dodge an attack, which I did with one of the Jad melees. Lord of Bones doesn't matter. Really, the big one is that I can use right now is Bone Shield. Greater Bone Shield. Surround yourself with the Whirlwind of Bones. Applies a level, it's 50% of your Necromancy level. So if I was level 100, it'd be a 50. And I'll get to why it's not that in a second. Bone Shield itself. And allows them the use of non-offensive abilities that require a shield at the cost of Necromancy ruins. So it's just like your casting a spell for that cost. Zamorgul's Nexus, however, this is the 100 clears of Vorkath, Zamorgul and Vorkath. This is actually raising my bone shield as well by another 15%. Look, that was dual wield. That was dual wield melee. What's the Nexus? Can you show it as an equip? Yeah, it's this right here that I'm over. It's my pocket ammo slot. It's like a ruined pouch, but for necromancy. Magic backhand, right? Did you hear about the Metal Gear Solid 4 finally getting released? I have not. That makes me excited though. Mastery. Yeah, so it's a Nexus. It's part of necromancy. Necromancy allows you to do the thing. I'm glad I got shit on this one actually. Oh no, right? Because I did it all in one. You can actually see it in my chat log. I stockpiled 1 igneous stone. That's so for those who don't know how Zuck capes work, the cape that I'm wearing, because someone was asking earlier, You take your, obviously you go to the fight kiln, right? And you get your kiln capes, right? And that's Harakin as the boss, right? So you take your kiln cape, right? And you have to do Zuck. Normal mode is fine. You have to do Zuck through just an entire run like that without leaving to bank or dying, if I remember it correctly. So, and then you take this, you take the Igneous Stone, and then you would end up crafting with it, and then you could make each of the 4 capes. So you have to have the requisite kiln cape. So, for example, Necromancy, going back through, you'd have to go back through, fight kiln, go through all like 37 odd waves. You'd have to get your Takhar Kalmor, and then you'd have to use the funny rock on that. And to get the big one, I got Avernicious components from that. Interesting. Next one, so like if we go here, you see that cape that they're all wearing? That's the biggest one in slot. Obviously we're on beta, so they can just grab it, right? But oh, dude's running Grimoire. That's fucking spicy. The Igneous Kalzuk, which is I have current bonuses. It gives bonus. It's just your best in slot. It gives you 43 bonuses across all of them. Your Omni Power, Deadshot, Death Skulls. All of them are modified, right? Armor of 57 versus Armor of 57. It just combines all of them. It's your best in slot cape. That's the one I've been going for. I'm a little disgusted that I actually did that. I'm a little disgusted that just completely off the cuff, no god book. SGS spec is so fucking dumb. I could have swore there was a cooldown on it. Let me do the math on this really quick. Let me do that. I had to go message Nemwe that we did Zuck. East, yes. Bro, I mean, you saw it right here. Bro, this bitch doesn't have a cooldown. Let me try that again. Let's go into well, let me actually hold up. Let me get food really quick. Just Collection 2 is coming in 6 months. I'm just 4 in Peace Walker. That sounds pretty cool, honestly. I mean, like, here's the thing. I'm not even doing efficient damage. Like, how often am I camping high adrenaline, right? Like, I'm actively not doing the best damage I could. And also being in a tier 70. I mean, to be fair, the EOF, I mean, 56 damage bonuses across the board. Disgusting amounts of damage. I mean, it is pretty expensive to keep going, right? It's pretty expensive because alchemical hydriches are a little spendy. R9 today. I saw that. I actually have it pre-ordered. I can't wait to stream that. 7. 1. 2. 3.
I'll tear right through you.
Do that. We're gonna do Zuck spec, so I do 12% more damage. He does 12% less damage to me. Should have probably done that first.
I will put you in your place.
1. 2. You know the meme where dude just screams, just get the fuck down from there? Yeah, that one. SGS, I mean, it closed that out. It also, I can't believe that closes that out, too. I'm gonna be honest, Melee actually feels really good.
I'll tear right through you.
Unfortunate. I couldn't. I was in the middle of my time warp. Oh my god! Big hit! Let's go. Big hit. Zuck hit. Ooh! Look at the damage! Oh my goodness! That was disgusting amounts of damage.
The tide threads have split. 1, 2, 3,
That's fine, unfortunate.
I will put you in your place.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I'll off-kilter that. That's fine. We'll lead him away. That's fine. I mean, that's positioning on my part.
If the leader won't heed my command, then I
Do
use
that.
a greater weapon,
Enrage.
Staff of Armageddon.
No! Oh, come on, one more. There we go. Oh, dude, it feels good. That actually does feel really good. I don't know how the blood stacks are actually interacting because I can't actually, like, I can't juggle them around. Figure out how to pour MGS4 finally. Finally. That feels good. That hits just right. I'm actually into that. As somebody, I would no vamp scrimshaw either. That no vamp scrimshaw, no overload. That yeah, I mean, honestly, it feels good. It feels really good right now, and I'm glad I saved this for last because honestly, this is actually quite a treat to play. I do need to get this ring though. I do need to get Champion's Ring because I actually don't have it. I don't have it in live. Actually, I should probably go buy that now that I think about it. I got the magic one. The magic one was fucking expensive, dude. Curious. 1, 2, 3. I keep forgetting I need to do Meteor Strike first. Yeah, I mean SGS it's not bad though. 28. If that was close, I could have actually closed that out in less than 30 seconds. Bonk. Oh, that feels wonderful. That feels good. Yeah, just abandon it. I don't care. So, I have one final test we could do. I have one final thing that I could think about doing. Is that pet? I have one more that I reasonably could do. I actually need all of you. Rocktail. I'm actually gonna need to start off with this. We're going to... We'll reattune Carapac. We're gonna do Vorkath. I don't want to do Zamorak. I can't even do Zamorak right now on fucking Magic. Even with Animate Dead, I'm struggling. I'm not used to Zamorak. Let's try another mixed one. I'm ready for this. Two.
My loyal ones. Destroy
50 million
this
soon.
rat hole.
I mean, yeah, hopefully. That'd be pretty cool. 1, 2.
Yes.
Come on. There we go.
Make ready to bid this squalid offward farewell.
That one's done.
You dare interrupt
1,
me. This
2.
shall
I'm still
be
trying to
leveled.
figure out how to do this one specifically. Because yeah, like, it's a lot right off the bat. But to be fair, maybe you probably shouldn't even cast Zerk here.
Shall rejoice on the cinders of your beloved.
You're able to backhand him, right?
No one can stand against my mighty undead.
But you kind of need Berserk here. I don't know, this one's going to be a strange one. This will be a strange one to work with.
Desperate hand.
I'm also trying to, like, trying to also meter my food usage for Vorkath proper. Yeah, so you kind of have to Oonga Boonga a bit.
Can I dispense with this rotten place? Mistling shall follow.
Yeah, you have to play aggressive is what I'm seeing. There we go. I use the defensives as well. Well, we made it to Vorkath just fine.
Writhing flames shall engulf the
Hey, buddy,
rest
how you
of
doing?
measly dwelling.
2, 3, 4. Anticipate. Throwing some defensives there.
As expected.
5, 4. He's right on my fucking heel, SpongeBob. 3,
You thought you were a
4.
match for my matches.
Anticipate. Two, 3.
Obey your master.
Yeah, big fucking damage. 2, 3, 4. Anticipate. Could actually be using that a little more. Back to back. Let's fucking go.
You dare to resist me, you abomination!
Alright, he's flying away. Hey, Zamorgel, how's it going, my guy? You can just SGS here.
Be gone!
Or Vorkath.
Pest!
Yeah, I was like, that's gonna kill me. I was over half. His fucking breath weapon, dude. Oh, I hate that. Reclaim. Let's try that again. I was hoping that didn't hit. I wasn't sure what attack he actually landed on. That's 100% on me. I also could be less of a fucking Pepega, and I could actually be using a fucking anti-fire like I'm supposed to be. Try that again. Round 2. Round 2 fight. I mean, but that's the thing is, other than, like, literal skill issue, like, that was pretty in the bag. Yeah, because, I mean, using defensives, you just gotta meter your defenses and stuff. I mean, that was honestly not bad. I didn't hear no bell. I really didn't.
Rise, my loyal ones.
1,
Destroy
2.
this rat hole.
Let's see, because I got 2 McKins. We need to do this. Come on, Teamakin. Smash. Much better.
Make ready to bid this squalid awful farewell.
The 1-inch. 1-inch wonder. There we go.
This
All right,
fort
next.
shall be leveled.
Yeah, okay. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing the vision here. We're gonna Zerk.
Shall rejoice
I'm gonna wreck it.
cinders of your beloved
Or not. Hold up. That was a lot of fucking damage.
an end to
Reclaim.
your
Didn't even get the fucking Vorkath rip. I feel like that second one just has a lot of incoming damage. I think I need to mitigate that second one really hard. Trying to figure that one out still. Because usually I just out-tank that damage, but I don't have the luxury of doing that. I cannot out-heal that, which is fine. I just can't physically... That's fine. Yeah. I need to prioritize defensives there. That'll probably help a bit. Okay, next.
Rise, my loyal ones.
1, 2,
Destroy this rat hole.
shadows. Need to drop in. Now I need to do that. Now I need to heal.
Yes! All lesser beings shall quiver under my wrath.
Actually, yeah, that's where this one comes in.
Make ready to bid this squalid awful farewell. You dare
I don't know what they hit me with. Is it magic? I think it's magic.
fort shall be leveled.
Can't see the damage splats.
My army shall rejoice.
Take that, Ceradoma
on
Godsword
the
spec.
cinders of your beloved fort.
I might just have to take it a little bit slower, especially on that second one. Usually I take out the fucking sorcerers anyways. Come on, and there's my shield.
No one can stand against my mighty undead.
Gotta go get my HP back. I mean, fucking Tombakins is fucking doing work. It's kind of wild to see.
Dispense with this rotten place. Misthalin shall follow.
Smooth is fast. I mean, pretty much. I mean, that's kind of the logic I'm having to work with right now. Which is also, unfortunately, a little counterproductive to melee, because you kind of need to just Oonga Boonga, like, all in. So, it's finding an interesting middle ground here.
Futile efforts from a desperate.
That's fine. We're making progress. Swap back to Tombakins. Yeah, because your weapon choice really helps augment that. I'm seeing that.
Rise, my loyal ones. Destroy this rat hole.
I can stun you, yes?
Yes! All lesser beings shall quiver under my wrath.
Build up, build up. Unfortunate. That's fine.
My writhing flames shall engulf the rest of your measly dwelling.
I'm gonna do that for good measure. I anticipated that, did I not? 3, 4. Three. Wee. I caught that one real close. Kind of wild to watch the animation skip a bit.
Will yield to my might.
That's 3. Ooh, I didn't like that tick.
My writhing flames shall engulf the rest
4.
of your measly dwelling. Be gone, gnawing pest.
Interesting. Oh, that's fucking dirty. I'm on that. How do? Fucking what? That is... Oh. Couldn't even have the common fucking decency. However, I do need to actually do that. I do need to actually do that. Yeah, I cut that a little close. I want to talk about that.
Get up! Why must you test my patience?
There we go. That's the breath weapon that I missed last time because I'm so good at this game. 3. Decent sized hit. 1. I didn't mean to hit the button.
Common garrison shall be your grave.
Gonna do second round of poison. We've had first poison, yes, but what about second poison?
You will be
I mean, I'm just keeping up
my
a
undead
decent amount of fucking sustain. It's actually kind of disgusting. I say that, and I get fucking eat the dragon's breath because I'm not paying attention. Decent amount of damage.
Must I be forever plagued by
Bro, what is this
lesser
poison
beings?
set? Like, what the fuck? We're gonna kick you for good measure, and then we're gonna fucking shield, because fuck you, Zamorgel.
Be gone, gnawing pest.
Okay, now he's Flamebound Rivaled. Nyom.
common garrison shall be your grave.
See, I'm using my fucking Chaos Roar in a subpar way because I'm just using it for sustain. And that's it. That's Warcath. It's a mix of Tumakin's Light and a mix of Exekil. So, I mean, like, it's doable. Like, I mean, it's, once again, not hard mode. I'm going to let the PVMers who know this game a lot larger, or a lot more than I do, I'm going to let them handle that. I'm going to let them handle what rotation works and whatnot. But this was a good learning opportunity. You can sleaze a lot of this game, I'm noticing, by abusing the EOF. Like, I wonder if that's probably what they're going to change. I wonder if there's not a cooldown tied to the EOF. It just makes it an ability, right? I wonder if that's going to be what they're going to change, which means something early bird RuneScape, right? But I don't know, that's the power of the EOF, because, I mean, it's a giant fuck-off amulet, right? So, I mean, I don't know. Unfortunately, I think maybe sometime we'll see it get nerfed to where there's a cooldown. And I think if they do that, it will actually be incredibly detrimental to melee. But I'm going to let people far more experienced than I am at PVM. I'm going to let them figure some of that out. Because honestly, it was a lot of fun doing this. It was a lot of fun. Passage gloves. A lot of fun checking it out. I love to see what happens in week 4. Which is coming up. That's the next one we got. Yeah, I mean, it was really cool. And while we might have reservations on certain things happening, while we might take a look at this and, you know, ask, but Jagex, why? I feel that from a very reasonable perspective of someone who, you know, plays the game, maybe isn't top tier, right? Well, I'm definitely not top tier, right? But we're able to kind of come into this and we're able to kind of just go, okay, well, this feels good, right? This feels great. And it's entirely possible that it comes out that Melee is still a little undercooked. And if that's the case, well, I mean, at that point, that's just something we'll have to cross when we come to it. And, you know, ideally, Melee continues to get buffs and Melee continues to get love. I think the kit as it stands right now is fairly good. I think it kind of sucks that Meteor Strike got nerfed a little bit. Overpower, Pulverize, I mean, they're really cool to do back-to-back, but I'm also using Havoc, which also leads into that. Berserk, I think Berserk is in a good state. I think Berserk, as it stands right now, is in an okay spot. I think that we could still do better. I think that we're going to have to see long-term what the calculations look like. I do think this is a good spot to be in, though. Like, I'll have to see what some of the PVMers, what conclusions they come to. It felt good to play Melee. And especially when it feels like you're playing from behind, that SGS spec is just so good. Like, you have it in your kit, just switch it if nothing else, right? Like, because you can use an inventory slot to switch it, right? Use the healing when you need it, but if you don't need the heal, guess what's part of it? I feel that out of all the styles right now, I'm using my EOF more than I am in my others, because I have Battle Staff of Armadil. Oh, okay. Sure, whatever. Battle Staff of Armadil is... I don't know what's happening here. Amazing. I'll leave you fish. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, because that doesn't actually carry over, so it doesn't actually matter. I love that. That was perfect. What a cool beta. That's all I got. What a cool beta. Coming out, being able to test things live. And I absolutely recommend, I mean, if people are curious about it, trying out the beta, seeing what's going on. Also, if you're curious about just endgame gear and stuff, right? Let's say you have the levels, but you're like, man, I've been really wanting to swap over to ranged. I mean, in the beta, I mean, they literally, as of right now, they do have, you know, things in the beta where it's like, hey, do you want a Gloomfire bow? Do you want a Saren God bow? Do you want a Bow of the Last Guardian to try it out, right? That way you're not having to do it live, having to waste, you know, a lot of GP. You know, just kind of get a feel for it. Obviously, this doesn't transfer over into the live game, but I do think that this is a really good thing that Jagex is doing. And I think that, you know, we need to, just as gamers, right? We get upset at a lot of things. We absolutely do. But when a company does something right, and I feel that having an open beta and just saying, this is what we're doing, we would like your feedback, and just having it in this way, I feel it's great. I mean, it's very reminiscent of, you know, what Warframe and, you know, DE does with that, right? So in the Secure RuneScape combat style improvements beta 3, and I'm assuming this will be the same with beta 4 as well. I don't know until we see it. How do I join? Jagex launcher or a non-Jagex launcher? And then obviously, you know, you log into your stuff. And it is a closed world, so anything that happens, right, just because you get it, you know, just because you get a Tumikin's Light, just because you get a Saren Godbow, just because you get, you know, Bow of the Last Guardian, it will not transfer over to the live game. This also means that if you happen to get a drop, right, like if we got like the Zuck Pet and the Igneous Stone, right, like if we got a Zuck Pet, right, that stuff will not transfer over into live for obvious reasons. But I just kind of wanted to pop out and give the beta a try. Actually, I think that Melee could use a little bit of fine-tuning. I think that looking at this right now, I think it's in a good spot. I think that we could fine-tune some of the values a little bit more, and, you know, we'll see what happens in week 4. And we'll do a stream for week 4. We'll beta test some of that. Like we did this time, we went through the list. We went through each of the styles and, you know, some of the improvements and stuff. I think range is in a really good spot. Especially if you're very good at moving, very good at tile sets. I feel that's going to reward a very good, quick, methodical tile player, right? I think that Magic, just it's in a good spot. It's got a lot of stuff that's hitting. It's, you know, going into that dot tree a little bit better. And then Melee, I mean, yeah, it's got its bleeds, but, you know, when you cast Zerk, you know, it feels like the big hits are where they need to be. And, you know, I'm being a little scummy, right? I'm being a little scummy because I'm using Healing Blade. And we do have to have a discussion on the over-reliance of Healing Blade. And, well, Vampirism Scrimshaw, to be honest. We have to have a little bit of discussion regarding that, should things continue, right? Because we want to make sure that we're, like, you know, is it truly self-sustaining? And I think for the most part, as long as you're doing the correct defensives, as long as you're doing, as long as you're playing, I wouldn't even say optimally, as long as you're playing with a brain, right? Which I struggle with because I myself do not have a brain. I think it's good. I think it's in a good spot. But that is going to do it for me this time. Thanks everyone for watching. I really do appreciate it. I had a lot of fun with this. Hopefully you guys did as well. I mean, it was really cool just to come out and have a lot of fun with this. It makes me really excited to see, you know, where we're going with this. Makes me really excited to see what week 4 changes are going to bring. And it very much is just one of those things where I'm kind of ready to see what happens, right? I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see. I'm very curious. So let me know what your thoughts are in the description down below. Did you, if you watched this, did you like being able to look at things like Zuck as well as Vorkath? You know, obviously Zuck very much a endurance fight. Vorkath very quick, very mid fight. Right, you have to go through the waves of ads. You don't have to, but I mean, I go through the waves of ads, and then you go to the actual boss itself. So it kind of tests both. Both of them kind of test both like AoE capabilities as well as single target capabilities. And then obviously we have Flesh Hatcher here, which is just really good. And I mean, it makes sense that they have this as the current boss when we're doing an EOC2 rework, because it's pretty much just a live action testing dummy where you just, you know, prayer flick and soul split flick effectively, as well as don't stand in the piss puddle. But thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next one.